love Leicester. Oh, I've got a feeling and it's so sweet. The feeling that I get when I pass Gilbert Street. It's crazy, but it's true. We only love the boys in blue.
Good afternoon. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Leicester City versus Burton Albion. It's time for the Watchalong. You've only got Luke and I today, but I think you're doing all right with us too. How are you doing, Luke? Good afternoon. How you doing today, mate?
Not too bad, brother. Let's get straight into this. I'm dying to talk about this starting 11. If we lose today, I know it's early days and let's just rip the fucking Band-Aid off. If we have another poor performance today from Luke Thomas, I've got a huge already early asterisk next to Russell Martin's name. I'm glad that Mr. Buddy Aluka has found his way into the starting 11. Shout out to him. But Luke Thomas, what more does Russell Martin have to see with his eyes to see that this guy is bozo all over?
Well, let's do it. I've got the team lineup there on the right-hand side. Let me just also bring this up because I've got the squad here as well in the squad. So we have got Christian McFarlane on the bench. You'll have to see if he comes on or not. But yeah, let's read through the team lineup. Well, good afternoon to everyone who's here. Get your comments in as always. So in goal, Alex McCarthy keeps his place. I mean, does that surprise you? He was pretty poor last week. What do you reckon to that?
That one's the one that obviously that everyone's going to want to talk about first, and rightfully so. He had an absolute howler. The problem is I've seen about 50 howlers from Luke Thomas. I've only seen one from McCarthy. So maybe he gets benefit of the doubt. He just came back from an injury. Fine. If he has another howler today, I don't need to see anything else. But that's probably my honest answer of what the story is for that.
Fair enough. And then, okay, then we go, well, I'll tell you what, let's leave him for a bit. So then right back, I'm not sure what's going on here though, right? Because Jaden Joseph was outstanding last week, but he gets dropped out and in comes Bade Aluko. I don't think Jaden, let's have a look here. Is Jaden Joseph on the bench?
No, he's not, I don't think.
No, so that must be a knock. So I think, okay, that's fair enough for like. And it's good to see Aluko in. So, okay, don't think we need to judge there. Okoli and Suter both keep their places. I don't think that's too much of a surprise given we don't really have many centre-backs left at the club right now. But that still worries me having them in there. They were both not great with their feet. So, all right, you've just had your rant, but have another one. Luke Thomas at left back. Yeah, we weren't too impressed with him last week. So I guess his last chance saloon.
He doesn't get any last chance saloon for me. Let's not forget, guys, like this guy very well may be if not, he wouldn't be because of Donkey over Reed, but this guy is one of the most Premier League experienced players in the division. Can you believe that?
I can, but I mean, you know, I don't know. He's one of the fact that he played in the Premier League is probably the reason why we're in League One. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Player like him should never have had any minutes. Okay, there it is. We got Skip as the sixth. Don't think that's too much of a surprise. Alves keeps his place on the left wing. I don't think that's a surprise given how good he was. Okay, let's talk about number 11 because this is one that already a lot of people in chat, maybe understandably, are kind of bringing out. But Liam Cullen there, keeping his place, waiting for another Cullen stinker, says Azza. What do you reckon about his inclusion in the team?
I don't know enough about him yet. I'm interested to see how he gets deployed and how he gets used. I cannot see Brishik with his limited game match minutes in him, as well as time to work with Russell Martin. See him dropping anywhere near as deep possibly as we did with Bobby Reed. So that my question to you is: do you expect Cullen to be that person? Because you rightfully praised at one stage. I don't see it that way, but you said I was being harsh on Bobby Reed. He's dropping deep, he's linking up play really well. Well, that's a huge asterisk next to Skip. That's meant to be Skip's job, and that single pivot is clearly not doing that. Therefore, that makes the whole thing for me redundant. Do you expect Cullen to be one of the ones that helps drop deep and link up play? Brishik be more of an out-and-out number 9?
Let's see that. That's probably how in my head I would see it. I think the big difference in today's game, though, Lucas, I don't think Burton Albion will come on to us. So last week, I remember asking at the start of the game, and Locks thought that Notts County would sit back deep, but they didn't. They didn't sit back in a deep block at all. They came to pressurize us, and we couldn't get started in the first 15 minutes. But I think at the King Power, I don't see, especially Burton, who struggled. They almost went down last season. I think they're just going to sit deep, and I think if they are going to sit deep, that might also be the reason why. Like, for example, I don't think he'll necessarily start Bristich in every game. But I think if you think that the opposition is going to sit back, then it makes sense to have a striker that just occupies their defenders at all time and gives you a threat there. So that's what I think will happen. And then, as you say, I think that might mean So put it this way, I'm not sure we even need to build up. Do you know what I mean? I don't think we will need to necessarily have a false nine coming back. I think we'll just have it. So let's have a look. Because even teams that park the bus, sometimes what they do is they do still try and start the first 5 minutes front footed just to, like, you know, not let the other team get into it right away. But that's how I think the game might go today. Let's keep an eye out for that one. But look, I did it on the analysis, and like, he does go anonymous, but I do think that Cullen's link-up play was quite good, but he did dwell on the ball. And let's bring up this comment then. So King Leicester says, we need to start Page if we want to keep him, plus he's a future. Drop Skip and play a midfield of Braybrook, Page and Alves and bring Tommy Watson on the left. What do you make to that comment?
I start up a reason. It's a good comment, Leicester. Would I utilise that on the as for the left? I'm still not sold on like whether we're going to see Alves keep that position left. He did good. His natural position. So I definitely want to see Page included. I'm glad he's at least on the bench. I don't think he was available last week. I am scared of losing him as well, and I do think he could do a much better job. Maybe not right away than Skip. Sorry, you got me.
No, that's fair enough. So yeah, let's take a look at that. So I didn't realize he's on the bench because I kept expecting, Lewis Page is on the bench. I was expecting him to have gone by now. I mean, did you see the Man United score? They lost to Hull City. That's incredible. So maybe they need Lewis Page after all. But okay, let's see what happens in that regard. Stadium's fairly empty. I mean, I'm not really surprised by that, to be honest with you. I will say that is something that could cause us problems because, you know, it might be a bit nerve-wracking. I do think we need to get off to a strong start. But at the same time, like, you know, the reason I'm doing the watch long and not at the game is King Power Out, as is my name here in the chat. Can't wait for him to go, to be honest with you. You know, really annoyed with them. So yeah, guys, what do you think of your predictions today? What do you think the score is going to be? I think we'll actually win quite comfortably today. I think we might win 3-0. Might sound overly optimistic, but I don't think necessarily because we're going to be great. I just don't think the opposition are going to be too interested really, other than sitting back in a deep block. Burton's a team we normally play in pre-season friendlies, but let's see what happens there. He's back, I think.
Sorry, mate. I definitely think that maybe not right away that Page could do like out and out the Skip role that Skip's not even really doing that well at all, to be honest with you. But I think he can be molded to the job better than Skip if you give him enough game time.
Yeah. Can I get your score prediction? What do you think the score will be today?
Leicester 2-0, and I think Braybrook's going to score today.
Oh, okay, that'd be good to see. I mean, when I was doing the analysis midweek, I mean, man, he was even better than I remembered, and I remembered him being pretty good. I had to think we're going to win 3-0, so I'm the most positive here. But I think it will depend on the start. I think if we can get if the crowd can get behind the team, if it's just side to side passing, might be doing mauled by Rodkins Foxes. Let's see. Braybrook in the 6 and Page in the 8. I would love to see that happen. I'm not going to lie. Although, like I say, let's keep an eye on this game because I think it will depend a lot as to what the opposition do. I think if they just sit in a deep block, then, well, I don't know if that will suit us or not. I'm really looking forward to seeing Ademir Bristich today. How about you?
I'm excited to see how he does as well. It's good to see him get the start. I thought maybe he got subbed on a little bit sooner than he did last week. So to see him get the start is at least one positive sign. I know I was quite negative on this starting 11, but it's hard not to. I think I'm just sick of seeing Luke Thomas in the starting 11 at all. I don't want to see him in a cup game. I don't want to see him at all. I don't wish any ill will towards him, but I just want him gone from this club. As for Suter, we've got no other options, as you mentioned, Anil. I think he is capable of playing a half-decent ball. I just don't think he's capable of making it a split-second decision. I don't think he's quick to think. I think he takes too long on the ball, and I think that's one of the big reasons why he was shipped out from Enzo. As for a Coley, you just mentioned yourself, you said we're not going to spend that much time defending. We're going to be basically, if they're going to sit so deep and basically just sit, hold on, and park the bus, if the ball ever gets lost and caught out in transition, it's going to be a Coley that's going to have the pace to win the ball back.
Luco's super fast as well, so you can count on him probably. But he'll be looking to join the attack, I imagine.
Exactly. He's going to be much more further advanced at all times, and he likes to just join in and attack anyway, regardless of what manager, what we're playing in. So definitely, and he hasn't been featuring either. So out of your two centre backs, it's going to be a Coley that's going to fucking track your man, and you're going to have slow Sutar trying to play offside trap with his broken body.
Slow Sutar. I just looked there on the bench. We've basically got no options at centre back. I know it seems bizarre to me that we haven't brought in another person yet.
The bench just looked bare bones. Just I don't know if it had less people or what. It just felt like a small bench. I don't know why.
It's because you're only allowed 7 subs in this division, not the 9.
Okay.
I'm not sure why that is. I thought it was 9 last season, but you can only have 7, so that's why it looks so small. But yeah, if you look at it there, looking at the subs, you've got Stolarczyk, McFarlane, Chowdhury, Page, Howell, Watson, and the Cordova Reed, who almost takes up an entire line himself with his name. But yeah, if you look at that, that's no centre backs. I suppose maybe if we were desperate, Hamza Chowdhury could play centre back. But I mean, just shows you if we get an injury, then I imagine what would happen. And we might see Luke Thomas centre back again, you know, as we saw in that pre-season friendly. Yeah, man, their goalkeeper's massive.
I was just thinking that as well. He's huge.
Yeah. What are we doing if Bristol pulls a Daka or IE performance? Look, I think any player, you give them a few games before you judge. I do remember Julian Carranza's first game, and everyone's like, oh, God, this doesn't look good. But we laid off him. I think it was like the second or third game. We were like, okay, this guy just looks crap.
Yeah.
Like an absolute plodder.
It was like Daka,
kicked off?
at least 9 points, whatever, 10 points for effort. He would absolutely sprint like a headless chicken, but just no end product whatsoever. Put himself in the wrong position. He was the complete opposite, and every now and then he would unearth a peach of a ball. Rarely, nowhere near enough.
Yeah. I'm just gonna try and get the clock started here. I mean, Vardy, wasn't good for a long time.
Oh, Coley already. Dodgy first touch and then gets beat. Man, that was already scary. There you go. There's your Italian international in all his glory in League One, ladies and gentlemen.
Never fear, Luke. You got Alex McCarthy in defence there.
Defence, mate. Hello, David. Yep. Conor McGregor has been reported to be buying the club.
All right, free kick for Burton. Yeah, no, Coley isn't an international. I think he played for the under-21s, but he's never had a senior cap. I think he was called up to the squad at one point, but he didn't actually get a cap.
I'm just talking shit. It's a slat on a...
Oh, go on. That was a great move there.
Beautiful. Go on.
No, I tried to beat his man.
At least he's keen and forward thinking and didn't turn around to see what was behind him.
It's Dan, not David, Luke. Sacked.
I know, I just...
Yeah, look, from the get-go, you can see Burton is sitting back, so I think this will suit us. Oh, look at that. Bristol, you got to get used to English football, mate. Got knocked off the ball right away. Oh. Finding links for League One is nightmare. I refuse to contribute to King Power FC. Good for you. And yes, that is the real problem. I keep saying to you guys, but I'm apologizing in advance for any analysis shows. It's so difficult to get anything from it unless the game is televised. And this one is not televised. It's just a regular 3 o'clock.
Yeah, well, I know it sounds like I don't mean to sound like a broken record here, but this Fox's Hub is a fucking piss take. 50 Australian dollars, and I cannot watch this. No one can. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, what's
Oh
even
my
more
God,
ridiculous is you can on other streams. It's just a decision that Leicester themselves don't want for some weird reason.
that touch from McCarthy scared me. That looked like he had just started playing.
Oh, it was a good ball actually from Thomas Alves on the ball. Dwelt on it a bit too much there, if you ask me. Remember when Brendan Rodgers said that he doesn't release the ball quickly enough? A bit guilty there. Decent start though here.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, fuck off.
I remember back in the Premier League where every game was televised. Of course, that's the big time. This is the small time, unfortunately.
Sorry if this is a stupid question, Anil, but like when you very first started watching football, did you just not find out about the 11 until the game started? Was it like a radio show where you'd have to wait for the 11 to get announced? Obviously, there was no Facebook back then. How was it announced back then?
They did still have it. You had had CFAX back when I first started watching. That's how old I am. There was this thing on teletext that was called on your TV. There were ways of finding out the lineup, but yeah, quite often if you just went to the ground, no, you wouldn't know until you got there, really. Oh, it's 1-0 Burton.
What the fuck?
How big's the crowd, guys? It's probably not going to be that big after that, that's for sure.
First home game. It's not been 10 minutes. We're 1-0 down for the most disgraceful fucking attempt at a saving goal. Slow as fuck, even slower than the Coley goal the other day. McCarthy is dog shit. Russell Martin, what the fuck are you doing? Get this guy off, for fuck's sakes. The Jakob's not even that bad. Jesus Christ. That's what you want for the start of the season for your first home game. Going fucking 1-0 down. Look at this shit. Look at his positioning. It's awful.
That's just a sleep. That's just awful defending all round. We're up against it now. And now thing is with Burton, we've got something to hold on to as well. Roll on Football Manager 27 with Leicester in League 2. Is Jakob injured? No, he's on the bench. Yeah, shocking. What can you really say? First attack really of the game from them. We haven't got going here at all. I guess my 2-0 prediction is no longer any good. Well, I went for 3, so I think we're all looking like idiots here. Mate, even after scoring, they just look like they want it more. That's really scary. Whoever predicted 4-0 or 2-0 didn't specify which team. Indeed. Oh, man, this is pretty worrying. Someone asked about the crowd. I don't know about the number, but it's surprisingly full, I would say. I reckon it could be 18,000, something like that. This is not like the game against Northampton Town when they only had one stand open. It looks like all the stands are opened. I don't think that's just on McCarthy, to be honest with you. I think the defenders did pretty badly there. Betlocks is loving this, says Keith. Locks, the reigning blue-tinted glasses paddle champion. Me and Luke are the worst, so that's why we get forced to do the watch-along.
He's injured, he reckons.
Is this really true, Bourbon Fox? Category A fixture renewal, £47. If someone could confirm that, that is insane. I mean, that's another reason. You can see I got my Walker's vintage here, 1999. Okay, here we go with the crab football. It was category A. Yeah, but is that £47? You know, they can range the prices. Yeah, when was the last time Leicester were actually up for it? Every week the opposition dominate the start of the game, exactly the same last week. Yeah, I honestly can't remember. I would say Enzo for sure. I was going to say the last really good Leicester performance was probably the 3-0 win against Preston North End away when we won the title. And then the game before that against Southampton when we won 5-0. Those were really good games. Wow, £47 most expensive and £36 the cheapest. It's crazy. Football's supposed to be the game for the working class, you know. What's happened to that?
The second Leeds game could have arguably been one of the best performances if Daka had buried his chances. People forget how good we played that game.
We were dominating them, and then we gave away. First half commentary away, we played good. Is that when Fatawi got sent off?
Yes, it was.
Being back for the first half goes back to the mid-2000s. We even had this issue under Pearson for most of his time. It's second half team for as long as I can remember. Yeah. We're going to piss the league in League Two, surely. Mate, not if we're in administration and got no money to spend. Oh, that's a poor touch from Aluko. Looks a bit nervous. The team in general look nervous. Yeah, we don't have the players to handle pressure. I totally agree. In fact, I couldn't tell you, Luke, who is that player in the Leicester entire squad who wants to be on the ball at all times and dictate the game?
The ones that can't get a game?
No, well, who's that? No, I'm just saying I don't think we've got a single player that is that sort of playmaker that wants to get on the ball and dictate the game and be the leader.
I think Braybrook wants to.
You think Braybrook?
Yeah, I'm not saying he's the one that can do it, but he's the one that's trying to, that I can see in this very limited, obviously, amount of time that we're seeing of him.
Did anyone see the Man United game? I didn't see it, but I heard that actually the scoreline was actually quite flattering towards Man United.
I saw that Hull went 2-0 up. I haven't seen anything after that.
No, Alves again, skipping away from players. Yes, Jordan James before his injury, you're bang on. That's exactly the type. Aluko, a good strike. Blocked by the keeper. Okay, Burton now.
Can you imagine if he did the celebration? Locks would have been gutted. He's not here.
He'll clip it up. Don't you worry. He'll be living off that for years. Okay, well, this is more how I thought the game would go, where they're just sort of camped in their half and we're playing it around, trying to find the opening. Braybrook trying to through ball. And if they're already doing that at 12 minutes in, you know, I think that is a good sign. But obviously we're a goal down, which is even worse. And that was a good strike by Aluko. Defender done well to block it. Hit it with power. Man United just didn't look like they fancied today. A bit like us. What? Well, don't you worry, we're up to 86% passing accuracy. So that's the stat that matters. Interesting, Burton is still sticking with two up top, though. I thought they might not do that when defending. Nothing's changed, has it? The matches feel so similar to last season. I agree. Do you think Enzo would get this team firing? Not this particular lineup. Okay, that's better. No. Thomas again with the poor touch and the pass. means he can't get it to Alves. Russell Martin drip check today, Luke. He's got the
I
all
was actually
black
thinking about that.
ensemble.
No, I ain't feeling it. He looks like a European like high school principal.
Oh, Aluko does well there. Joining the attack here. Where's Burns?
Luka plays with a lot more freedom than JJ.
Has Bristwich touched the ball? He has actually a few times. He's faster than I thought, which is good. He got the ball on a wing at one point and tried to beat his man, but didn't do too well. But look, this is a sort of game where he's not going to touch the ball much because Burton is sitting in a deep block. If he touches the ball, it'll be to put it in the back of the net, which is what we want him to do. Thomas here goes for the cross. No. Corner though. Glad I'm staying in Cyprus and not rushing back to watch any home games. Sounds like we're proper trash still. Bad defending, that's for sure. Luco at centre back? No, he's playing at right back. But when we're in possession, him and Luke Thomas invert. So they're almost like extra attacking midfielders or defensive midfielders at time, depending on what phase of play. Locke's looking at the refund clauses for his season ticket. I keep saying to Locke, of all the seasons to choose to become a King Power cuck, I don't understand why it was this one. I know he said that I want a season ticket, but trust me, I don't think there's going to be any rush to get a season ticket for quite a long time at Leicester. I know asking, would you play him as a centre-back? Yeah, personally, I would. Although I will say, I will say that in today's game, as you're already seeing, like, we're not going to be doing that much defending. It's about getting the ball going forward. So he actually might be better in a game like this to be the right back because he can get even more forwards. But yeah, I've gone, Luke. You want to say, why do you think he should be centre back?
No, I've thought that the first thing I ever saw of him was playing at centre back for Martí Cifuentes, and I thought he looked excellent. I was like, who is this kid?
Albert's here for a chance. No blocks. Yeah, Blaze says, I would say it was a Coley's fault again. And I agree with you, actually. When I look back at it, Blaze, I think it was I don't think McCarthy was fantastic.
That was well worked.
I don't think it was him so much. The shot should not. It was too easy to get the shot away. Skip is never in space to receive a pass and start an attack. I will say that he's no Harry Winks. And I know he didn't like Winks, but Winks always showed for the ball and was that person who was like the metronome who could get the team going.
I can understand that comment. We've seen at least that play about 3 times between Sutar and Skip.
No, but the thing is that he's not like receiving it on the half turn and being the person to like drive the ball forward as much as you'd want him to. That was good though. Burns into Aluko. Aluko's done quite well. Foul there, surely. It's going to be a yellow, yeah. Aluko's looked quite good, I think. Do you know, it's one of those things I was saying this pre-season, Luke, that both Aluko and Jaden Joseph, I think he's got to find a way to get them both in the team.
That's just what I'm saying. What are you going to do? Are you going to put JJ on the left? Can he play from the left? Who knows? But like Thomas, like for me, I've seen everything I need to see. We've ranted about him enough. I keep saying that I want to see Boyo Koulibaly. He can play with both feet. He looked good every single time I've seen him there. He's clearly not rated. I don't even think he's on the bench, Anil. Unless he's been sold, I don't know what it is. Every single time I've seen Koulibaly under any manager, I've never thought once he looked bad, particularly at League One. And for whatever reason, he just doesn't get picked.
Sean says, I know it's only the second game, but it's worrying. Wow, of course it is. Look at the scoreline. I would say that the pattern of play, though, of the game, take the goal aside, is what I've expected, which is us dominating the game, looking for the breakthrough. But we haven't tested their keeper yet. The worst thing is just more that such a soft goal to give away. It was hospital goal.
If we lose today, how toxic early does it get?
Oh, they'll be booing 100%. The thing is, right, is that I've said this a few times, though, which is that if you like his style of football or not, you know, the thing is I think any manager, you've got to give them like 10 games, I think, before you can make any sort of judgment. But as I said to you, it shocked me how negative the fans were. And, you know, I don't know. I don't think they'll be able to afford to sack him anyway, to be honest with you. So might have to just suck it up and deal with it. I think that he could have helped himself, like, you know, by not picking Luke Thomas and maybe not picking Alex McCarthy. Then I think the lineup would have been pretty good. Yeah, that's Sousa tried the lane breaking pass, but it's not his game. Pass gets cut out. We haven't learned lessons for seasons, yet alone games. Managers don't get long enough to learn anything, says Dave Walker. If we don't score before half time, it'll be interesting to see the crowd's reaction. Yeah, I expect they'll be booing. Yeah, 143 passes and one shot says a lot already. No sugarcoating. We're in serious trouble as a football club on and off the pitch. Big time. Yeah, the rival teams are always waiting for a stopping mistake at the back. They know it's coming. That's the thing. We always give away a big chance. I will say, though, that in this game, the frustrating thing is that big chance wasn't from the high line. It wasn't from, you know, overcommitting. It was just no concentration at the back. It was really poor. Yeah, if you look on paper, this team should still be walking the league big time. I think our wage budget, I bet, is like twice what the next team in the league is. Two years of garbage football. Think longer than that. Much longer than that. It can't get any worse. It can. There he is.
Sacked. Australian internet. Shit host, shit co-host, shit bloke. I'm gonna have to refresh it. It's not even letting me change it. Another fuck up from King Power.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, it does it all the time.
Nightmare here. You can turn it up a bit if you want, Luke. I'm curious actually as to what the crowd, if they've already started booing or not.
No, sorry. There's a thing that sometimes that like the Fox's Hub does, where like even if you press mute, the volume just stays on full blaring and it doesn't let you change it, and you have to refresh it.
They're so budget, aren't they?
The whole thing is fucking garbage. I hate them so much right now. I hope they go bust. To be honest, if you're looking at this shit, come on, man. How the fuck's this guy not been booked for? He just tried to give him a clothesline.
I keep saying to you, Luke, I am predicting in the future you will read in the paper King Power go declare bankruptcy.
Of course.
Yeah. It won't be overnight, but I can see it happening. And it'll be part of some headlines. King Power were famous for their victory in the Premier League, but things quickly went off, you know. Oh no.
International captain getting cooked.
Oh
fucking
my
god.
Hell, man. Oh my god. Steve says booze at the ground now, understandably. Wow. 25 minutes in and we're 2-0 down, guys, to Burton Albion.
And
it's
they're dejected.
over.
Look at them. Look at them.
Yeah,
They've given up. They've given up because you've got a fucking captain that doesn't want to fucking be here, who is shit and cannot play this format, yet he's still in the fucking side. I'm not going to come for Martin for that because there's not really any other options, but Jesus Christ, man. Look at him.
And Matt Elliott can just say, oh, it's a big concern here for Leicester City. No fucking shit, man.
Akoli fails. Sutan's positioning is awful, and Thomas has left his man to try and back up your alleged captain because he doesn't trust him, and that's what fucking happens. Your man is left unpicked up. Slots a goal. McCarthy's a shit too. We're fucked. We're going to League Two. We are so fucked.
Getting bummed by the Brewers. Stunning.
Getting bugged by the Slugs.
I don't know what to say, everyone. This. I did say at the start of the season I didn't think we'd reached rock bottom. I think you're now. I'm hoping that everyone at the ground, some of these idiots who bought season tickets, well, now you know.
Someone better fucking figure out how they're going to watch these games, man, because I am cancelling this subscription. 100%. I hate myself for fucking paying the money for it, for watching this shit. I am not giving another penny. I mean it. I'm fucking done.
I don't think we're going to score today, the way that we're playing.
I think we're going to concede more.
Yeah. These are the darkest days in the club's history, I swear, 100%.
Nice one, fuckwit. Your sexy, handsome face is not going to let me forgive you today, you son of a bitch. You shouldn't have picked Luke Thomas and McCarthy. What's wrong here?
Oh, you guys that are off, I don't blame you, mate. Enjoy your Saturday. This is not enjoyable. I'll be honest with you. I'm only doing this because of mates. I haven't enjoyed watching Leicester for the longest time. 78% possession, but 2-0 down. We've only had we haven't tested their keeper once, have we? Oh, Bristrich, not a great touch there. Gives the ball away. Alves, he's maybe one of the few players that looks like he could do something. Has the club ever been relegated 3 times consecutively? That is a good question.
I'm sure they have.
But not from the top flight, I don't think. I think it has happened before when a team like... it might have happened even to Bradford City, but change the score bug. Yeah, we fixed that. There you go. Maybe Portsmouth, yeah. Is there any hope for a better second half not based on this?
No, we're fucked. We're going down.
I also think if I was the manager here, given this awful a display, I would be making a substitution now because it would give the people on the pitch a kick up the backside. Like just keeping everyone on the pitch, just saying, oh, all right, be patient. Is the performance just a shit? Yeah, it's totally flaccid, mate. It's like Lox's sex life. Nothing happening. I'm
Shots
joking.
fired.
I'm joking. Love the Loxy.
2 games, 2 goals from our captain. Thanks.
Mate, Ralph Rangnick isn't coming to a League One team. Sorry. How the mighty have fallen. There'll be case studies. That's going to be a booking for one of our players. Who's that? Skip, is it? Yeah.
Red.
Oh, mate, I got. I'm to be honest with you, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. And that is. It was a really late challenge. Oh my god.
For fuck's sakes, the players that are costing us are our experienced
Oh
veteran
no,
players.
you've got to say it's high and reckless. Like, I mean, they're saying it's a harsh red, but well,
You stupid fucking dumb bald cunt fucking baby bird looking idiot. Fucking hell, man.
yeah, people are already leaving the ground as well. Can we sack this at halftime? I won't blame you, Luke.
I'm not leaving you here alone. Message the gaffer. I'm fucking so not keen on this.
Well, now we're really up against it because at least we had the possession before, but now with a man down, it'll be more of a 50-50 game.
I already thought we were going to concede again. You thought we weren't going to score. We're definitely not fucking scoring now.
I didn't think we were going to score even before doing that because just the way, as you say, as soon as that second one went in, to be honest with you, even after the first, this is something we've seen from Leicester the whole time, how mentally weak the team are. They just, you could see their body language have already given up. The only hope really is some of the newer players who'd hope haven't been, infected by the disease yet. But
I don't think it matters what disease you fucking put, what formation you select. If you're going to play a high line with Harry Sutar and Luke Thomas in your back four, you're going to lose. It's just, I don't care what league you're in. It just doesn't fucking work. Yes, these players are infected of a curse. Yes, there's so many bozos here. There's an absolute stink and rot at this club, but Russell Martin's done us no favors.
thank you for this for the notion here. The glasses I have aren't blue tinted. They're just blue out of Us's impression. Are we watching the end times for our club? It's so bad. It's almost unbelievable. I think Leicester will still always bounce back, but it's just going to take a very long time. I do hope, I've been saying this for a very long time, that anyone who was, backing King Power in the family, I mean, you need to wake the fuck up a long time ago. Defense is poop, goalkeeper is poop. Yep. And to be honest with you, you got to call out as well that, like, we've done nothing. There's no attacking play. Yeah, sure, pass the ball. We haven't once got into like a threatening one-on-one or, the best chance we've had is a Luco having the shot that ricocheted off one of their defenders. Oh, that's poor touch from Braybrook. What's going on? What's going on is we're getting bombed by the Brewers. Oh, Hamza Chowdhury coming on. Who's he going to say? I bet he's going to take off for Luco here. How bad would it have to get for me to walk off the stream? I'm a professional, so I would stay on regardless, but I'm not enjoying it, that's for sure. Okay, Liam Cullen got taken off. He put on Hamza on. That's a bit weird, I think.
I don't fucking care at this point. I want the final whistle to go.
Yes, every team has been aware of how to beat us. This is a great comment. How to beat us for years. So it's our own fault for not changing the mentality and type of play. I agree. That is why I had big concerns over this managerial appointment, because I think that it was a chance to rebuild the team and try a different style with so many players out of contract. But instead, we've doubled down and gone back to the same style. We've recruited new players. And to be honest with you, we're just the worst version of last season now. We're already bad last season. Oh, that was decent from Bristol, but loses the ball.
Third time, man, you're fucking shit.
So 2-0 down and bring a defender on. Well, we brought on a defensive midfielder, but I'm guessing it's because we need to have a player there who can play as a 6 to facilitate moving the ball forward. But I don't get that. I should have just used Sammy Braybrook. So I think that says it all for you, Luke, that Russell Martin just doesn't see Sammy Braybrook as a 6 at all.
No, that's what I don't understand. He's never been tried there once, even in pre-season. He clearly doesn't see him as that position. I would have taken Cullen off and put Page on for Skip, to be honest with you. That's what I would have done, but I'm not a manager. I'm an Australian that's raging. Fucking wasting my Saturday night watching these fucking Leicester City heartless cunts getting fucking sticked by slugs. Thank you so much, King Power.
Guys, we are the slugs.
We are slugs.
Yeah. And you know what, Luke? Listening to it on Fox's Hub is just even more offensive because these guys are so deluded. They're so cucked. They have to just obey their master and they can't be negative. They're part of the problem. We're worse than Tim Pot, big time. Portsmouth were relegated from the Premier League down to 3 divisions, but it took them 4 years. Okay, so we might be the first. I really feel like someone did a deal with the devil, didn't they, when we won the title? And this is what's happened in exchange.
When you see that article that King Power go bust, think about all you King Power inners and happy clappers, deluded fucking bots about the $400 to $500 million pounds. It's like, what, $1 billion Australian? That's fucking astronomical amounts of money, right? Generational wealth that has just walked out the door for nothing. That will be a huge part of why they go bust. It won't just be because of failing duty-free and everything else. It'll be because you promoted a guy that allowed this to happen.
Braybrook. Yeah, I was just looking at their previous head-to-head record against Leicester. We did lose once to Burton before in the League Cup, but it was on penalties. This is like a new low. This is a team that we would normally be playing in the pre-season friendlies, and we would play, or in the cups, and we would play our B team and still be expected to win. And now our first team is getting bummed by them. The only positive I can see from this is to see what Graham's got to say tomorrow on Good Morning Foxes.
I swear he does it just because he likes to argue flocks.
Yeah, he's just a contrarian. Yeah. Although, unfortunately, the sort of things he says at times are quite accurate to some of the fan base. Oh, nice turn, Braybrook. Oh, I tried the reverse pass. Not quite. I would say that the best players again for us still look to be Alves and Braybrook, just like last week. Luke, I thought you were giving up with this after last season. Looks like this season's already taken its toll.
Man, I tried to be I was like positive, I kind of calmed down. I got over it. I went through the 5 stages of grief for like the 3rd fucking time in 4 years or whatever. I was like, we're going to dick these slugs with Russell Sexy Martin. Jesus fucking Christ. We're getting dicked by some of these guys as well, man. Like, I hate to be like a hater and like a negative twat. I am, but like some of these players, like I'm looking at on the other side, like look like proper Sunday League players. There's that bloke up. I'll pull
they
him
are.
out when I see
They're
him.
overweight. They're not athletic. That's the thing in this division. We should be far
Exactly.
too good.
One of them's pigeon chested. Looks like he works in a fucking computer shop. He's a virgin. Like he's just like it. Just I ain't feeling it.
Hamza gives the ball away, of course. Just a sinking ship now. Top has taken us down with him. It does feel that way, doesn't it? It does feel that way.
I think our ship's sunk already. Whoever put that comment in.
Oh, that was almost a third for Burton.
Kill me now.
I don't know about you, but is there a sort of sadistic side to you that almost wants to see them absolutely batter us just to really hammer the point home? Maybe it does force them into do something really urgent. When you won the Premier League, if someone told you you'd be in League One 10 years ago, would you took the offer? As a Forest fan, I definitely would have. You probably would have, yeah. But I mean, just because...
Don't say that, Nash. You're stressing me out.
Burton are all over us right now. No, I think we just got to get to halftime. I hate to say it, you probably just got to. Do you remember, I know you're not going to like this, Luke, because I think you were one of those. Do you remember there was that game with Marty where Luco got sent off? I think it was against Southampton, and I just said we just need to cuck this game and just not concede anymore. And we did that, but you were like, didn't like it, but. It's like the way that the game is going now. Look at these stats. They might not have possession, but they're having all the shots.
That Tarzan. This is the bloke I was talking about, the Virgin computer technician. Look at this guy. You wouldn't let him babysit your kids. Fucking this also and this Tarzan bloke that's just shot again. He's fucking dangerous, man. Someone needs to.
He's been the best player on the pitch,
yeah,
right?
Webster.
Tarzan. Yeah.
Shout out to him. King of the slugs.
Go!
Good son.
Wes Burns. There you go. Well, that's a decent show. King Power in, Wes Burns in. That was a good move. To be fair, Wes Burns has given it some as well. That's what I'm saying. We need it's the new players who aren't infected. We're going to need them.
He's tried this whole game. It just hasn't worked.
That was Will Alvarez, winger to actually a Bristrich heads it off, flicked it just behind him. No, he didn't. He missed it actually. But Wes Burns got onto it. Alvarez to Burns. Those do look quite decent, I would say. We will concede now. Don't have too much hope. I don't know. At the same time, I would say if we could somehow get a result or even a win out of this, things like that can really sort of turn your season. Because I'll say that just getting that goal, they'll probably boo at half time. It probably will make the boos a little bit less intense as they would have been. Yeah, Alves is too good for League One. He's the best player on the pitch again for the second week running.
Playing out of position. Shout out to him.
Saying Booans, yeah, Booans.
I've got to ask Adil.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't. Oh, hang on a minute. No, I'm going to say it. This isn't racist, but it's very interesting. What did you think of that goalkeeper that Aston Villa just signed that PSG are meant to sign for Japan? Because when I first seen Japan playing in the World Cup, I was like, why is there a giant black guy playing as a goalkeeper for Japan? And I looked up and he's got his dad's, I think, from Ghana, and his mum is full Japanese. He's like the most interesting biracial mix I've ever seen. Like proper Oriental chef's kiss.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. He was quite good in the World Cup. I've heard though that people in Serie A don't think he's that good because he's one of those that's like makes the odd howler with his. He's not the best shot stopper, but he's good. I'll change the scoreboard. Sorry, because we've got it on manual today. That's why. And there you go.
If you guys have our back, we appreciate it. If it really bothers you though that we haven't changed the score thing, but you can see what the score is on the screen. Come on.
I wouldn't say it's a good goal, but it went in. At least it was some direct play for once.
Gone.
Alves again. No, a bit too eager there.
He's allowed to do that.
Yeah. Can we ask Conor Horain to put his boots on, get out on the pitch? It's kind of a shame now that he's going to blow for half time, though. We've got a bit of momentum here. Do you mind turning up the volume, Luke? I want to embrace these boos at half time here.
For sure, man. How's that? Good?
Yeah, great.
Did you see private chat?
Yeah.
Either side's the cup, man. I had my first game back in 2 months yesterday.
Oh, how'd it go?
Well out of shape. Didn't play that bad, but couldn't get into positions that I know that I should have been able to make in time. So I definitely need to get my cardio back. You lose it quick the older you get. What's this Cromwell, by the way? I ask? Sorry, is this our new sponsor? I don't know who it is or what it is.
What's that?
Cromwell, the new sponsor name on the back of the shirt.
They do paints.
Do they?
Yeah, you should know that. Yeah, you're
Cromwell. If it's paints,
tools. Why do you do tools? To be fair, okay.
Someone get in contact with your boy here. Sponsor me. Let me get my beak wet.
Oh, Bristol, I hear he likes the yellow card. He's protesting with the ref there.
I like what I've seen from Bristol so far, by the way. A lot better than Donkey Over Reed.
He's been a bit anonymous for me. Not his fault entirely, but
what did you think? I sent you earlier the rule changes of the foot. I know it sucks because we're not in the Premier League and it feels further away, if not at all. But I like these rule changes that they've just announced. It speeds the game up, gets rid of a lot of bullshit that I complain about often.
Yeah, let's see if it goes that way, because you got to say that in the Premier League last year, the way that Arsenal just got away with so much at corners and taking like 10 minutes to take a throw in was really, really bad for the game. Kind of hope we can just hang in there until we get bought out, honestly. It doesn't feel like there's any life outside in this club outside of a select few. I agree. At least Skip won't play in the next game. I mean, that could be a good for us to get rid of some of the players that don't want to be here.
I want to see Kevin Gray as someone else in centre back other than Suto next week. For fuck's sake.
We were playing with 9 men there because Bristwich wasn't allowed on the pitch.
Oh, Locks is at the game.
Yeah. He'd be with us otherwise.
Yeah. Even the weight of the, I know I'm nitpicking, but like just everything he does, he's just so not confident playing that position. Everything he does is wrong. His positioning's scary. He doesn't look comfortable no matter where he is. The weight to that pass the ball, yeah, he's really fucking getting under my skin. I think he's been the worst player on the pitch. He's been worse than Thomas.
Wow, that's saying something. I think Okoli's been quite bad as well.
Actually, that is pretty fair.
No, I know what you mean though, because if he's the one that's being relied upon to start the attacks, he can't do it. Yeah, we need a midfielder and like 3 centre backs. I'd genuinely be buzzing if we got 6th of this squad, but it feels like a mid-table one the way we've played. I've got to say, in the BTG group chat, Imran's just gone off an absolute rant. Made me laugh.
Is he? I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, he's like, it's just bullshit, this style of play. Hamza. No, of course, can't. Hamza trying to make a 3-yard pass? Impossible.
Braybrook, in my opinion, needs to come off as well for Page or someone, because he's trying. I get it, but he's positioning. He's just always in the wrong place. He's just chasing shadows. He's got an engine for sure. He's no Keenan Gisby Hall, but mate, for me, he's look at the size of the bloke he's playing.
That's half time. No, Locks will never ask for FaZe to come in. So, all right, Luke, talk to me. What do you make of that? 2-1 down to 10 men against the mighty Burton Albion, bombed by the Brewers. What have we made of that half?
Yeah, we just got fucking bathed in a brew of slug juice. We just got rinsed, melted, shit. Really uncomfortable playing it at the back. Really uncomfortable playing a high line for me. Way too many mistakes. Akoli has way too many bozo mistakes in him. Suter hasn't got the recovery pace to make up for it. He's not confident on the ball. You just look him at his positioning every single time by the high line. He looks scared. He looks stressed. He looks like he doesn't want the ball. He looks like he doesn't know where to stand. He doesn't know when to run. He was fucking absolutely horrible. And I know I'm really slating him right now. And I know there's a culmination of errors that led to both of those goals. But I'm telling you, when this game's finished, go back and just watch Suter, watch where he stands, watch his body positioning, watch his body language, watch everything. I'm not fucking stupid. I know what I see. He is not fit. He is the worst player on this pitch. He cannot play in this system under Russell Martin. I understand we are deprived of players. Playing him is more suicidal, in my opinion, than McCarthy or Thomas right now. The way that we're playing, he is way more of a hindrance to us. He needs to be benched, and we need a centre-back in fucking yesterday, Anil.
Yeah, I'm looking through these comments. I mean, I can't disagree with any of them. You know, Skip is crap, get rid. Clibo, how these defenders keep getting starts is beyond me. Premier League level players getting undone in League One. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to look at those goals, and they were awful. Should have sold Suter, totally agree. Wonder if Locks would take League Two because we refuse to play FaZe. I mean, FaZe isn't even in the squad, so you got to forget about him. I mean, I don't know. The thing I would say is you'd have another disinterested player. The only positive I can say is after we went behind, we did give up for a while. We probably should have gone 3 down, but then we've got the goal back. And some players on the pitch, I'd probably say, yeah, Alves, Burns, Bristrich, Sammy Braybrook to some degree do look like they're trying to get the team back in. Maybe a Luco. So not enough though, is it? But I think we're in trouble. What do you think about Hamza as a good player? No one thinks Hamza is a good player. Everyone at Leicester wishes Hamza was not part of the club. Sorry, he's a terrible player.
And you're fucking banned. Just fuck off. Just watch the game. Fuck off with the stupid Hamza cuckold shit. Go on.
That's all good. League Two calling. We'll have to see. I saw that Luton drew to Notts County, so that's an interesting one. They've drawn with both Leicester and Luton, 2 of the favourites at the start of the season. Maybe they're on for a challenge, that promotion challenge that no one thought about. Honestly, we'd be better just playing last season's under 21s, maybe. I don't know. I think you got at this point in time, there's something so rotten with the culture of the club, because it seems to infect people that come into the team as well. That's my real worry. There's something culturally very, very wrong with Leicester. A lot of senior players have this arrogance about them when they think they're better than they are, and they've thus become so casual in possession. Thomas, Skip, Suter, and Nicoli are especially bad. I agree with that. They feel like they got way more time on the ball than they actually do, and they can't even play a good passing when they do have good time. Okay, it's a good one. I'm pitch side, and it's evident that we need to pick up the pace and get the ball out to Alves as much as possible. Skip needs to take a long, hard look at himself to deserve to get sent off. Yeah, agreed. Well, it's too slow and pedantic to play, right? We're not trying to press it. It is obviously harder when you're at 10 men. I will say, despite having 10 men, we've still dominated possession, but who really cares? I mean, if I was Burton, I'd be like, let them have the ball. Unless they're going to have the shots at a goal, what are you going to do? Makes you wonder how bad the non-starters must be to not get a game with this shower. Come on, we're back in it. I don't think so. Hey, lads, not been able to watch along. What an absolute shit show it is indeed. McCarthy is such a meaningless signing. I don't get that one at all. And of course, don't worry. Well, we've also signed Fabrizio Ravizzoli, another pointless keeper that we don't need. We're just so weedy as a team, not good in League One. What do you make of that, Luke? Because that, if you look at all the players we've signed so far, again, we've just signed midgets. You know, the only tall players we've got really is, I think Bristrich is over 6 foot. I think Wes Burns is 6 foot, but look at Skip. He's weak in the middle. He's just getting bullied in League One. All of our short players. You know, do you think we need more physicality? I mean, I think we know what the answer to that is, but go on.
You're not going to like my answer, are you? You want me to give you my honest answer?
Yeah.
Okay. I think you guys are fucking soft. I think you guys are fucking weak, and I think you guys physically have bullshit fucking deluded excuses of not being big and old enough to be strong enough. We don't see that in Aussie rules. I don't believe in it. If you get bumped to the fucking floor, you get up. You got your fucking missus and shit watching, and one day your kids, don't be a fucking cuck. As for this, you have to be big and old enough, physical enough. Mate, you are 20 years old, 19, 18 years old. You are in the prime of your fucking life. You have more testosterone in your nutsack than anyone else on that fucking pitch. I don't believe it. It's a make-believe fucking thing. These guys are more full of life and energy than anyone. They should be decking these cunts. It's stupid. But yes, I do agree. We do have midgets, but look, mate, like I fail to fucking believe that if you are skilled enough and your positioning enough is that good on the ball, these things shouldn't matter. But that's obviously not going to happen in League One, is it, Anil? I know I'm ranting here, but I fucking do not buy into this narrative that you guys keep telling each other of he's not old enough. This is bullshit. It's fucking ridiculous.
I don't think anyone said that, Luke, but whatever. We'll move on. I think you've totally misunderstood the point we were trying to make there. But all right, not even a Leicester fan, but Martin is a disaster of an appointment. He's a stat FC manager. As long as that possession is above 60%, he'll be happy regardless of what the result is. Probably, knowing him, we'll be like, oh, look at the XG. Now, what I was saying, Luke, is it's not about forget the age. I'm just saying, is it that we don't have enough players that, like, because say what you want, if you're 5'7" and you got a man marks, like you always say in the corners when Bobby Reed man marks someone who's like 1 foot taller than him. My point is, if you look at what's happened in the top leagues, a lot of the top teams have been signing players that are physically more dominant. Whereas if you look at the players we've signed, we've again signed a load of players that are quite short. So you're getting pushed off the ball that way. And that's why, again, bringing Russell Martin with this sort of style of play means you can't, you might get bullied in League One. We are getting bullied.
Yeah, but to caveat that, how many times have you been trying to say to me that the game's gone from possession-based football to quicker transition where pace is more important? Physicality completely is left out of the equation for that argument, which is made by you and many other panel members in the past.
You can be tall and fast, right?
Oh, okay, fair enough. Okay, fair enough. But you understand what I'm trying to say, though, right? Like, I don't think it's absolutely everything.
Fair enough. Yeah, can't stand Martin, but he's got a half decent misses. I mean, even she's a bit past it these days. Dyche, is Sean Dyche even in the job? I don't really think now. Sound is fine in Canada. Is the performance really this bad in the UK? Yeah, that was a terrible performance. We should appeal to the EFL and see if they can upgrade Skip's suspensions the entire season, so we don't have to see him play the whole time. Yeah, see, this is a point. It's a washed-up manager with washed-up tactics. I mean, the tactics aren't working right now. I don't know. At the same time, I mean, it's awful to see defending like that for both the goals. I'd like to see the second one back again. Who do you think was sort of to blame for that second one?
I blame Suter. Suter because he. No. So that's 100%. Look, again, it's a combination of errors, but probably the worst egregious example is Luke Thomas leaving his man to try and mop up Suter's mess, and he gets left unmarked, and then he obviously slots in the goal. So you would have to probably say Luke Thomas. Yeah.
Last season, we were one of the teams that ran the least. This season, we honestly need as many young, hungry players on the pitch as possible. I don't want to ever hear about our quality again. Yeah, that's a fair point. All of them should be blamed. It's simple. What do you think we can do here at half-time to try and turn the game around? Clibo says, honestly, if we had half decent defenders, we would be fine, in my opinion. I don't think that's unfair to say. These guys are, say the whole back five is awful. Second goal was awful. Thomas, poor tackle, but he had to because of Coley, Suter, and McCarthy. You should have been able to close the angle, but I couldn't. Yeah.
Oh, this is fucking. You gotta laugh.
Okay, we're just seeing the goal now here at the goals on Fox. I mean, the first one, they've just passed their way through us. Like, hot knife through butter. Okoli, oh my God, poor challenge there. And then the Luco tries to get back and make the challenge, but can't. Do you think they brought in Conor Hourihane so he could take over from Martin if things are going really badly? No, they just took him on so he had his assistant.
I'm sorry, but Sutar was awful again in that whole thing.
I was going to say he's just so static, no movement there whatsoever.
Excellent comment from Callum, but we cannot bring it on screen. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we can. Watching this is like taking a glass sharded dildo covered in hot sauce and spiraling it into your orifice. Yeah. Go back to shagging your polo horses. That's what you're good at. Luke Thomas and Russell Martin must be having an affair.
What do you mean? Hang on a minute. Michelle, whatever your name is, what has it got to do with Luke bloody Thomas? They're not losing because of him. Well, they kind of fucking are because he's part of that defense that just leaked 2 goals in League One. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but he's not been the worst defender today.
No, he's definitely not.
Yeah. Do you know, I actually think Skip actually looked kind of happy there when he was sent off. He's like, yeah, I can get the fuck off this pitch now.
Yeah, that's what that's 100% the vibe that I got from him. Like, thank God I'm not going to go down to this. He's frustrated. He probably wanted to move. No one's keen to get him. And no one's ever going to come in to get Suter after this either.
Yeah, Matty, I agree with you here as well. He goes, one silver lining is I feel so vindicated Suter is shit for the last 3 years. So many of our fans put him on a pedestal just because he didn't play. I totally agree. I mean, you could just tell when all the managers didn't want him, there's a reason for it.
To be honest with you, I even thought you were being harsh for the longest time on Suter, but you've actually been saying it for ages that you didn't like him at all, even before. Yeah, you've said it for ages.
Well, we saw him when he was in the Premier League. He looked like a fish out of water immediately. So he immediately wasn't good enough for the Premier League. That's just a fact. And then in a championship, I think it's just incredibly telling that the players who had no involvement whatsoever under Enzo Maresca, I mean, has he been proved wrong? No, he hasn't. Maybe he'll get found out for Man City, but you know, he sent Luke Thomas out on loan. Luke Thomas has been crap. He sent Harry Suter out. He's never really done it for anyone either. His career certainly hasn't improved. So I think someone like that, certainly from a technical level, can judge.
I want to comment on this. Why do people think Suter is any good? He plays in the centre. Okay, no, Scott. I'll take this. Why do people think Suter is any good? He plays in the centre back of a 3 for Australia, so he barely has to do any running. Any blemishes are covered by quicker players either side of him. I got to be honest with you, for all the people that said that he was having this absolutely incredible game, that he was this elite player, I didn't see it, to be honest with you. I won't say that he was bad for Australia by any means, but he wasn't having these standout performances that everyone else was saying. You also have to remind yourself that this guy's from, I believe, Aberdeen. He's Scottish. His brother plays for Rangers, or was allegedly coming here. There's a reason why, I don't know what I've done there, Anil. There's a reason that, in the mud, sacked. There's a reason why this guy is not playing for Scotland. He's gone for Australia. It's easier for him to get in the team. That says everything you need to know about this guy. I think that, like Australia, I am Australian, I'm telling you, our level of football is not high whatsoever. So, yeah, don't be excited by a label Australian international. It doesn't mean much.
Hey, let me just fix this. There we go. No worries. Hired. We're still burning money in League One and we've learned absolutely nothing. I mean, that's what we should really be worried for, because you're right. We're getting all of these overpaid. Oh, to be fair, Wes Burns has scored today, so maybe he'll make a difference. Do you know what I have to say? You know, Connor Chaplin's not involved again. And I've heard this rumor several times that he might be out for quite a long time. And it's just something that we haven't admitted publicly, because they want to admit that someone that they've signed on long expensive wages has basically had serious injury. We'll have to see if that's happened or not.
Was it a 3-year deal that we signed him on?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah. I mean, look, to be fair, Luke, anyone can get injured, right? That sort of stuff unfortunately happens all the time. Like, I know Hull, for example, they signed this really talented defensive midfielder called Elliot Matazo. He did his ACL in his 18 minutes into his debut. Then 8 months after coming back, he came back on the pitch and he did his ACL in the other leg. So how unfortunate is that, right? That's just brutal when something like that happens to a player. It doesn't mean he's a bad player, but what can you possibly say, right? But I mean, but of course, what I will say is if it has happened and they haven't said anything, just sums up the club. They just don't like la la la, no bad news, can't hear from me. Right, anyway, I know Cullen got hooked earlier, but he's just another skip and an absolute passenger. Maybe, but I think it's a bit harsh to make any judgment on him right at that point in the game. Bristwich at least wants the ball. I will agree with that. He does actually seem to have the right attitude. I think that is fair to say that about Cullen, though, to be fair, on the attitude bit. I do know what you mean. I would say over both the games that we've seen, there's certain players, Alves, I think, is the best example of it, that are trying to drive at the opposition and try and do something. It doesn't always come off, but they're trying to do something, but some of them don't want to. Is Chaplin the new Connor Cody? Well, I don't know, right? Because Cody wasn't necessarily injured. He just wasn't very good. I know he did start his career at Leicester injured, but even when he came back, he wasn't that good. Like I said, I think it's unfair if he's got injured, but of course, if we sign someone on, he's probably the highest paid player in League One or of the signings that we made. And if he's injured, that will be a problem. But anyway, that's just the rumor. Hopefully he's back for next week, because I don't hope that rumor is right. Go on, you can comment to this one. So understand we've been relegated, but we've brought in 100 million in fees the last 2 seasons and spent 5 million of that. Asset stripping is the result of Top and Co.'s disastrous management. Do you want to respond to that, Luke?
Well, I mentioned this to Locks, and he thinks that like the club is just trying to get themselves in a position to look like they have a healthy account for a potential suitor or buyer. But I could not help but potentially look at it through the lens of, are we selling the likes of potentially Page, eventually Hutchinson? We've already sold Monga. Are we selling all of our high-end C-grade talent and youth because it's all pure profit, and let's extract what money we can get while we can if you're King Power, because you are on a massive sinking ship where you need any penny you can get?
Okay, second half has kicked off.
What do you think to that? Do you reckon that's just paranoid, Anil? Do you reckon there's an element of truth to that?
Well, sorry, it just says goal on screen, but that's not true. I don't know why that's come up. I don't know about asset stripping, because I think they have invested money this season into trying to get the team back into the Championship. What I don't obviously like, though, is that selling some of these players is just so sort of short-termist. But you can see that's why the club is up for sale. That explains everything. They're selling the future of the club to try and increase the price of the club right now, so you can sell it to get as much as they can as possible. And that could cause irreparable damage, right? Because especially if we don't go up this season, then all of a sudden, all of this good stuff you had built up with this promising talent is gone. Right, anyway, we're in the second half, so that's how you say invested what money exactly, but by League One standards, I wouldn't be surprised if we've actually spent the most money out of any team in League One this season. So we have invested. It's just, we're so used to what teams in the Premier League or the Championship have spent. It doesn't seem that way. But you've got to remember that the amount of money you get for competing in League One is nothing. It's like, I think you might get given like 2 million in total in terms of like prize money.
You just had a shining example of why I talk bollocks, and you should listen to Anil and not me. Braybrook just getting fucking bullied off the ball here. There you go. Bang. That's why you listen to Anil tactic analysis, not Luke.
Well, look, you can still be good even if you're not physically gifted, right? Luka Modric, great example. But if your entire team is based off midgets, it's going to be a problem.
I know what you're saying. You can't get a decent sequence of build-up play going if you're just going to eventually get fouled and ruined in one of those build-up moments. With what? But
yeah, Witty says, I agree. I wonder how much debt the club is in now. How many Aussie bank loans we've had in the past 5 years. I wonder how our debt, if it's just crushing it. I did see that Kieran Maguire's got a podcast, and they were going through it, and he said that he thinks that the money that we brought forward was just from the El Canu still, so we aren't actually in debt. But I mean, I don't know. Yeah, you get 900k for winning League One. That's nothing. So there you go. So if you spend 2.5 million on a player, that's already, almost 3 times what you get for winning the league in the first place. So you got to hope that's why comparatively we have spent. But if the club is literally making 100 grand loss every single week, that amounts up quickly.
I never understood that whole bank loan thing. Like, I, in my warped little mind, thought that they just did that just to show more money on the books for the sake of FFP purposes. I thought that we were billionaires, that we had money, but we just had to show money coming in. I never actually stood it.
I mean, let's be honest, who does know it? So I just stick to the football. That's what we can make head and tail of, can't we? All right, we started the second half. It's more of the same passing game, despite having 10 men, but no subs as far as I could see. Yeah, Akoli with another bozo giveaway. Luco deals with it.
Hey!
Top fell for the loan sharks, one of the oldest financial tricks in the book. Yeah, I do agree that like it seems so short-termist again to front load that money, but effectively means that every sale that you've made, you've taken a haircut of 25% on it, if not more, because you're not seeing that money just by bringing it all forward. Raybrook tries to get it forward quickly. Bristol turns. Oh, unlucky. I think Bristridge is going to get sent off. He's having a lot of niggles.
Yeah, he looks frustrated.
He is getting fouled, but yeah, you're right. He's getting frustrated.
Computer technician is down.
Yeah, look, Witty, to be fair, right, I'd rather we try to raid some prospects from academies than rather than go for late 20-year-olds past their prime. If you look at the amount of signings the club has made, we have generally made more signings that have been young than old. Right? Look at all the loan signings like Tommy Watson, Harry Howell, Christian McFarlane. But yes, we have signed Alex McCarthy. We've signed Connor Chaplin, Liam Cullen, and Wes Burns. It's a mix, but it's not like they're all veterans. A lot of empty seats. It was full at kickoff. Yeah. Michael Golding. Well, that deal was only ever, it looked like, made for FFP reasons, wasn't it? That does make you wonder what is up with him, that he's even in League One, he can't get a game. Okay, free kick here for Burton. Goes past everyone for a goal kick. Oh, we've given the wall away again. Oh, got out of it there. Did they boo at half time? Yes. Yeah, Witty. That is a huge problem. So, yeah, their loans after this season, I'm worried we'll have completely reliant on the loan needs and have issues replacing them. We also won't have much money to spend because parachute payments run out. Do you reckon we'll get another goal? The way that we started the second half, I would say no, we've not started this second half well at all. All right, another free kick for Burton.
Nice one, Tarzan.
League One free kick. Mate, don't put any disrespect on Tarzan. Mr. Webster, he's been probably man of the match. Oh, mate, again, the playing out from the back is just shocking. Can't get going. Yeah. Russell Martin, has he just negotiated a really good package to be fired? Bristridge. He's combative, Adamir Bristridge, trying to get the team going up there. But man, he's getting more of an outlet. Yeah, he is more of a traditional number 9. He's getting so frustrated though.
Whoa.
Phil Whitnell says it's literally happening exactly how I said it would. Lightweight, unproven youngsters, defenders who can't play the system, and no cutting edge. Neither the faster start or the fans will boo the style. Yeah, all triple substitution here coming. We've got Bobby Reed, Harry Howe, and Tommy Watson are all going to come on. I can tell you right now he's going to take Bristwich off. And the boos are going to be... Yeah, 72% possession, lad. Smashing it. He's not only going to bring on the donkey, but he's going to take off Bristwich. Yeah. Yeah, Cameron Max says, look at Sunderland, Brentford, Brighton, Coventry, Millwall. The only reason those clubs are on the rise is smart recruitment. They don't need to do it buying 28 plus aging players. We need players who can sell. I'm totally with you. Totally with you. He'll take off Alves as well. I can believe it. He's taking off Wes Burns. Yeah, did you hear the booze of Bobby Reed there?
He's a fucking bot.
Yeah, he took off Will Alves. You're right, Azar. Took off Alves for Tommy Watson. Yeah, so he's taken off Oh my god, he's taken off Bristwich, Burns, and Alves. So pretty much 3 of our attacking players and changed them all. Let's see. That's very brave. Howell on the ball. Tommy Watson. Oh, cross already. To be fair, both the wingers already got in on it. Very brave of him. I agree with that. Even the King Power commentators are a bit surprised with some of those subs.
We're not. The way the game's gone, particularly in the last 5-10 minutes of the first half, we're not looking like we're playing with a man down.
No, that's because the way that they're playing. But at the same time, it's like we haven't really engineered much.
No, we're not efficient with our build-up play. We're not efficient with our possession.
Yeah.
It's not going to give him round a hard on.
Oh, that was a good move. Tommy Watson. Through to Bobby Reed.
Well,
corner. He's got a corner.
I know, big hush.
Sooner or later, he has to play Alves centrally. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. You say the subs make the team worse, but the other side of it is to just bring fresh energy to the team. You know, we are a man down. You can see already that Watson and Howell have already started attacking the game.
You can also make the
yeah. Go on.
Sorry.
No, I would have been tempted to take off one of the centre halves though. I mean, we got to go for it. So like for like, I'm not really sure.
Brother, what? He just got fucking tackled. Fucking. There's also a strong case as well, as you just rightfully mentioned, Anil, that like there's a very good chance that Britcher could get sent off. He was.
Yeah, that's maybe true. Wow, Charlton are winning 2-0 away to West Ham. Oh my god. All the shockers today. Man United, West Ham, Leicester.
Divine Macassar on loan to West Ham too, yeah?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it doesn't look like he's a good omen right now, does he? Any team. I'm mostly backing Martin because it'd kill me to see the pony managers we get linked to if he's sacked. Gary Rowman always killed me. What about Dave Challoner of Stockport County? Got them to the Stockport to the playoff finals. Got them to the playoffs 3 seasons in a row. Play high pressing, attacking football. He could have been an option we gone for. Burton trying to slow the game now. I think we do have a bit of the momentum right now. Who gets the blame? The manager for playing the style with unsuitable defenders, or the club for not getting them in? Both. No, I don't think the manager should be playing as much out from the back with defenders like this. It's unforgivable, but it's something he does at every team he's at. Yeah, both. Lack of joined up thinking at the club. Because the irony is, if we were going to really have Russell Martin to play, you could make a very strong argument that you do keep Vestergaard and Faze if you're going to play that style of football, because they can pass it out. So
They
getting
just
rid of
won't.
them is fine if you then swap the style.
Has Yannick even got a move yet?
I doubt it.
See, what a fuckwit.
Same as Ricardo. Same as Ricardo. To be honest, I think it says a lot about the level of these players that they can't get a move. Yeah, that's a fair point, Whitty says. I don't think a challenger would come. The only thing we can offer him is a nice P45. At Stockport, he has a squad he built, fans who love him, and lower expectations. The toxicity at Leicester is nuclear, as we're finding out right now. Yeah, how bad is McFarlane if Thomas is still in the team?
Hey, did you hear that from the commentary?
Yeah, they're so cucked, man.
If you're a betting if you're a betting man, what did he just say? If you're a betting man, it's not a safe bet to say that Burton are gonna win this game. What are you fucking smoking, man? I want some of that, and I want the paycheck that they get to fucking go with it. Jesus Christ.
That one Jose interview when he was at United, the exact situation Leicester in. See how they play, where they play, if they play, when they leave. Yeah. And King Leicester says, it just blows my mind that professional players can't pass the ball. The most basic thing you start with learning to play. That is something that also gets me as well. You can say that the pace of the game is faster at professional level, but it's not that fast at this level. I'm on a ferry on the English Channel. At least this is making our trip more fun, and I'm missing the home game. Are you coming back, or are you going to France? I'm interested. Oh no, that was Luke Thomas again with the bozo moment. Oh my god! Did you hear that booing? They're booing that. Tarzan almost scored there. That was so bad from Thomas again. It's just comical. Yeah, that's the first gift spurned. Yeah, to be fair, so far, even though they've scored 2, we haven't done something bozo like that. That was the first real bozo moment. The crazy thing is, he wasn't even under much pressure there, Luke Thomas. He's just got no awareness. Funny story for you. I don't know if you know this, but apparently Locks, he actually works in the same office as Luke Thomas's girlfriend, and apparently he bumped into her at work this week, and she was less than impressed with what he had to say about Luke Thomas.
Was it his girl? I thought it was like some kind of relative.
No, I think it's his missus. Yeah. Oh, well, I think we won a free kick. Yeah. Coming back, unfortunately. Hope you enjoyed your time in France. Where did you go? They haven't got Koulibaly, they've got Krubali. Timu version. Free kick to Leicester and a good opportunity here. I wonder if we're going to... Yeah, it sounds like the crowd is getting tired of all the short passing as well. Yeah, because it's just pointless, not achieving anything. Do you think if Thomas scores, he'll cup his ears like Whale felt face?
I'd like it more if he did.
From this camera goes, Luke Thomas is that weak, he has to get his girlfriend to back him up. Yeah, if you get rattled by blue tinted glasses, you're probably shit anyway. Exactly.
You can't get rattled. You're sitting in millions of pounds in your
Go
bank
on,
account.
Harry Howell. Let's see what we can do. Free kick for Leicester. Is that going to have a go?
Not bad.
Decent effort. He's looked quite good since he's come on. Very highly rated, this Brighton youngster. Cutting again, gone that cross. No, that was a bit poor. Aluko. His girlfriend could probably defend better. Good attempt there from Harry Howell. Come on, Leicester. No, but making a sub. I think they're putting a defender on. So even though we're 10 men, they're feeling the pressure a bit.
And Neil, I just, I've got something funny to tell you. I've been meaning to tell you this for the last week and a half. Hang on, let me just see the set piece.
Yeah, go on. Sammy Braybrook to take the free kick, looks to deliver it into the box. Good effort. Suter heads it over.
I just finished Attack on Titan, and I had that empty feeling you have when you finish something you really like, right? So I was searching for answers for things, and the first channel I was watching, and it was like a breakdown sort of thing, and I looked at the name of the channel, and do you know what it said? And I only know this because of you. I think the channel's name was Weeb Life or Weebo, whatever you call, whatever that phrase is that you call it. It was the name of this guy's channel, and I was just like, oh no, he's right.
I'm going to put something in chat now, and then I can never give Weeaboos a bad name ever again.
Yes, it's amazing, Tobbs. It's fucking probably one of the best things I've ever seen, and I strongly encourage you to watch it.
I think I was watching Attack on Titan. Just so you know, I do think it's good. I just think that it's overrated. Like, it is good, but like people go on like it's the second coming of Jesus Christ.
How far did you get?
I think I've seen all of the first season. I watched it with yeah.
I promise you that season 3 is totally different to season 1. The direction that the show goes in is not what you expect, and it's just as dark as Berserk. I strongly cannot recommend it. All right. If I get some terminal illness and if I die in some tragic way, promise me you'll watch it.
All right. Okay. Well. Tobbs is going to see the orchestra in London later this year. What are they playing? I've seen that a few times. Is it one of the gaming ones? Like, I went one where they did the Final Fantasy soundtrack with the London Orchestra. It was.
Did you go to that?
Yeah, it was really good. Oh, God,
that was recently. Go on.
No, they have it. Hang on, Tony Watson. We've got a lot of momentum here. No, they do that quite often, Luke. Yeah, they do that every. No, they do it like I swear, like every couple of years they do that Final Fantasy one. They do the video game ones quite routinely. Yeah, Attack on Titan is immense. I'm 47 and my son made me watch it. I think it was going to be crap, but I was wrong. It was brilliant.
It's fucking brilliant.
Luke, if I die in a tragic way, does boredom count?
Yes, it does. It does count.
All right, coming back to the game, I think we've really got the momentum the last couple of minutes. We actually have gone more direct since these subs have come on. To be honest with you, my sort of interpretation of this match is just like last week, to be honest with you, which is that we're crap at playing it out from the back, but once we get it into the midfield areas, we do start looking threatening. Oh, it's the Japanese orchestra. Only Attack on Titan they're doing. Oh, wow, they're doing the Attack on Titan soundtrack. That's amazing.
I'd be well up for that. So just quickly, do they have like Mitsuda or like Nobu Uematsu and any of these things, Anil, or is it just like an orchestra just basically doing the soundtrack?
No, it completely varies based on what orchestra is going to be there and what they're playing at the time. You have to just look at the tickets. But like, in the past they've done like the Nintendo had one for Zelda. There was one really good one because I like this game. Capcom had the Phoenix Wright soundtrack. That one was really good.
Yes, that's good.
That's got a good soundtrack. That's why. So it can vary entirely, and it's not always the same orchestra that does it. Although it's Royal Albert Hall, so there is like a London orchestra that is pretty frequently. Like sometimes they even do stuff as well where, like I remember watching A Clockwork Orange, but they had a live orchestra doing the soundtrack whilst the movie was playing. That was really cool.
I love that. I've done that for Lord of the Rings before once live. That was fucking well worth it.
Well, it looks like we've got to get an Attack on Titan pod going here. Look, Attack on Titan season 4 is so far from season 1. People think it's a different.
And Neil, do you know what it does? It makes you think deeply, philosophically wise about what's right and wrong, particularly with Worf. That's all I can say.
Okay. No, I do know that elements like that were introduced already quite early on, but okay. I won't say any more. I'll get it on my research list.
Yeah,
and to wins the ball back, decent. Bobby
Beautiful.
Players surging forward here.
I've got to stop talking Weibo stuff.
No, that was the wrong move. Was that Tommy Watson? That was a poor decision. Oh, that was Harry Howell. Too much of a rush of blood. Looking at some of these other scores around in the Championship, you got Middlesbrough and West Ham are losing. That's a surprise.
Yeah, so just quickly wrap this up for people in chat. Yeah, not many people know this, but I am a fucking massive closet nerd. No one knows that I can spit game for back games and stuff for ages, but this is not the platform to do it. What are you thinking, Neil? Do you think there's any possibility whatsoever we can have this much of the ball that they start to tire out, whether we can actually maybe possibly even score again? We're not looking like we're playing with 10 men.
We look more likely to score right now. That's just the reality of it. They've completely camped in their own half and they're not making the 11 men count at all. But I would say I feel like if we need the goal quite quickly because we're going to get tired ourselves. That's why I actually don't think the 3 subs were that bad just to keep the energy. I think he's going to have to make the other 2 quite soon as well. Actually, he's already made 4, isn't he? Because Hamza's come on. Hamza's actually playing quite well at this half.
I have to admit, actually, I was actually scared to admit it, Anil. I thought that about 5-10 minutes ago. I have to say as well, I was also too much of a pussy to admit it because of how much I've slated Donkey over Reed. But I can understand why he has been subbed on. He's probably a lot more reliable for link-up play and been able to be past the ball than Bristrick. But again, I don't want him to be my striker. If he was just I'm not his biggest fan, Anil, but if he was put as an 8 or something like that,
it'd be better. It'd be better. Yeah,
I wouldn't hate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'd say that, for example, say Hamza, because he's actually winning the ball, which is what Skip can't do. Oh, go on, Harry Howell. Cross in. Chance. We're playing pretty good right now, I've got to say. This is chalk and cheese from the first half. No, we're playing like a kind of... what's the best way to go? We only got 3 at the back most of the time, so we're trying to keep... almost like a 3-3-3 rather than a 4-3-3, if that makes sense. A good play. Tell me what's on the ball here. Oh, no.
Luton, man.
No, that was Tommy Watson, I think, that gave it. Look at that from Hamza. Won the ball there. Yeah, Burton are getting very tired despite having the man advantage. They really shouldn't. The goal is coming right now, as long as we don't get gassed ourselves. Bourbon Fox, I'm not going to read out your comment, but...
I'll bring up a fucking comment about dildo and hot sauce in the bum, but not whatever he just put. I haven't seen it.
Cross in. Do you know what, though? I know you said about Bobby Reed, but I really feel like having the target man right now would be useful. Like, I feel like the sub was not to remove Bristrich, but to put Bobby Reed on and have him with Bristrich, if that makes sense.
What surprises me is that we're not seeing Page come on yet.
Well, Harry Howell is good at beating his man, although his end product is lackluster, I would say.
His set piece wasn't too bad, to be fair.
Oh, nice. Twaluko. Hamble again. Oh, good. He's got to the byline. Cut back. I can see why the Brighton fans are promising of Harry Howell.
They have been behind him, to be fair.
I just hope we don't get found out too much. Last season, when we lost 2-0, Blackburn was when the teams realised we weren't that good and they didn't have to respect us. That's supposed to be fair. Go on, bring up your comment.
Sorry, I just wanted to dig locks.
No, do you know what? I would say, obviously, there's understandably going to be negatives, but I mean, the attacking play here is pretty good. I feel if we had 11 men here, we would win the game quite easily. Leicester having 2 up front. Well, we don't even necessarily have to have 2 up front. I just think you could have Bobby Reid as the a supporting striker. Have him instead of Liam Cullen, if that makes sense. But what's happening right now is that I think both Tommy Watson and Harry Howell are doing really good on the wings, and they're getting to the byline a lot. But when they're cutting it back for a cross, you don't have that aerial focal point to aim for. That's why I would have personally kept on Bristridge. All right, free kick again for Leicester. Looks like Bobby Reid's going to take it this time. Yeah, we are playing better with 10 than 11, which maybe says it all about Ollie Skip, to be honest. Reid deflected wide, I think. Yeah, Witty, bingo. That's why we needed defensive signings, because we are unable to get our attack going without good defenders. How was Bristridge? He huffed and he puffed, is what I would say. I don't think you can really judge him too much. He wasn't given much service.
I've got nothing negative to say about him. I like.
Yeah, that's the same. I would say that he actually looked up for it. He was trying to get involved in the duels. I think he was better at linking up the play than I expected, but he wasn't really. He looked like someone that had only joined the team. That's probably the best way I could describe it.
Yeah, I want to see more from him.
Yeah. Do you know, Luke? I hate to say this, but based on what I've seen today, you got to start Hamza instead of Skip.
He's actually been okay in the ball today. I've got to admit, I've got nothing negative to say about him. Usually,
or he could just not be as bad as Skip, and that's improves the team. So,
one thing we have to painfully admit as well, Anil, is that Hamza was utilized by Enzo Maresca.
Yes, that is something you got to bear in mind, because again, if he was to do that, he can't be as bad technically as we might think he is, even though I still don't think he should be at the club. Oh, chance here, Tommy Watson. Oh, it's just wide. That could have been it. The King Power cucked commentary team thought it was in, but it wasn't. He's not defensive, but I like to see Braybrook in a deeper role. Yeah, that's the other thing that's been suggested. Yeah, Lewis Page is coming on probably for Sammy Braybrook, who have to say he's been a bit invisible this second half. Martin is going nowhere unless the club is sold. Too expensive to sack. Yeah.
I think he's here for the same.
Yeah, I do too. These subs need to start the next match. Well, would you start Bobby Reid instead of Bristridge? I'm guessing you wouldn't. I think the wingers you've got I don't know. You got to say, because Wes Burton scored and Will Alves played quite well, so it's a difficult one. Oh, Luke Thomas got taken off, and the crowd are absolutely cheering that like we scored the goal. That was pretty funny to hear that. The crowd cheered that like it was a goal, Luke Thomas coming off. Yeah, exactly, Ronald McDonald. Okay, well, this is good. He's going for it now. All our subs are made. So we've sacrificed a defender there for an attacking midfielder. I like that. We want to get something out of it. Oh, ball given away though. Burton, chance for number 3, but saved by McCarthy. So would you start Tommy Watson instead of Will Alves? Personally, I wouldn't. I think Harry Howell's looked quite good when he's been on, though. I reckon if we had 11 men, we would have played worse. You might be right there. that sense of urgency is maybe there. I'll take a point from this game now. You have to at 2-0 down and 10 men. If you get anything from the game, that's still a good performance, isn't it? But Russell Martin needs to get some wins soon, you'd think. The King Power faithful, not a fan of it. Lost a bit of momentum though now. Aluko. Yeah, I hate to say it, but I think we're looking a bit tired now. Yeah, Howell couldn't get to the ball there. I'd use Alves in the 10 instead of Cullen. Yeah, a lot of people have said that, and that way you could actually get Watson and Alves into the same team. That's a fair play.
There's even a case.
Lewis, look at this from Page. Wow. Look at that.
Go on, Page.
Electric.
Page should be playing instead of Braybrook, or you could play Alves in Braybrook's position. In my opinion, Braybrook should be dropped next game. I'm not saying that I'm not pitchforks out for him, but I think needs dropping.
Fair enough.
I'm not saying the FS up there. Go on.
This is much more like it. We've got there's a way. It's true. With these young players, there's way more heart from some of these guys than the washed-up veterans. Bobby Reed, no, not the best pass, given away. Suter wins the ball back.
Elite pass from our captain.
Exactly. But we win the ball back. Lewis Page, he's looked very good already since coming on. Went for a shot. I don't think that was the right option there. Yeah, I'd rather the goalkeeper just old school hoof it and take our chance of winning a 50-50 in the opposite half. We're not good enough to reliably play out from the back. I mean, I said it in my own analysis. We need to be doing that way more often. Don't think we need to do it every time. But in this league, yeah. And with our particular team, the reality is we get into more trouble. Chappie, decent attendance, to be fair. Can I ask you, do you think we'll have the same attendance next week based on this game? Should we always play a back three? It's an interesting one. Depends on the position of what your fullback's going to be, right? To be honest with you, I would say that when we're in possession, we don't really have four at the back anyway. We only have three. Oh, we go on, Harry Howell. See, again, you can see these youngsters that there's a lot of promise of them, but their decision making isn't quite right, is it? Again, he's got it. It's about the EFL trophy, boys. Fuck promotion.
Chappie, I want to know, have you got a Cremonese? I'm sorry if I pronounced the wrong kit. Did you get the Vardy kit for Cremonese? Is it Cremonese?
Cremonese, yeah. Cremonese.
Okay, Cremonese. Yeah. Close enough.
We're getting too tired. Yeah, I think we've run out of steam a little bit here. We did give it a go, but I think that effort's taken it out of us.
Nearly, Chappie reckons.
Someone said that online, I agree, they go that Tommy Watson and Harry Howell don't look match fit at all. They're already tired. I guess they haven't done much of a pre-season, but I agree, both of them, they had a brilliant first 15 minutes. They look gassed already. I need him to go to Saudi for a big payday. Yeah, you'd probably go over there with him, wouldn't you, Chappie? Yeah, we are playing better now. Luke Thomas has gone off. That's just a fact. Oh, bad.
I want to ask you, chat, do you think, I'm not pitchforks out for this lad, but do you think from what we've seen in the last 2.5 games, do you think Braybrook should be dropped? Because I do.
I think he was very good in the last game, but today he's not been really at the races, has he?
I thought he was anonymous the last game. I think you even said it yourself, didn't you? It was the game before that. I think he was.
That was the Northampton one. No, against last week, I thought he was our best player.
Okay.
Sacked Luke.
I think I've got it mixed up. One of us has. And they're allowed. I want to ask a question to Logs as well. Like, everyone's saying that, like, go on, Logs. Are you happy that we're not playing phase? Logs' argument is he doesn't want to be here. Does Sutar look like a man that's playing like he wants to be here? Who was our captain, by the way? Because I know he's a better player out of the two.
Both these centre halves are terrible, man.
Akoli was a bad buy. Sutar, I can see working in another system, but not.
Yeah, I don't think Akoli works in any system.
No. Not in England, anyway.
Wow, even in Italy, he was playing in Serie B in Italy. Oh, sorry, no, he was playing in Serie A, but the team he played for got relegated to Serie B.
That's right. Same as Winks at Sampdoria.
Oh, Page. Nah, we've run out of steam, lads. We've run out of steam, and I think the game has got away from us. Yeah, Witty, we were talking about that. I could see either Skip or Hamza being modified to a centre back because the way that we play, because we have so much of the ball, this is something that Marcelo Bielsa and actually quite a lot of the Spanish teams do, where they go for the more technical player at the back to help the team get going. Forest are losing. Hey, okay. Oh, to Leeds.
The two leagues, the two levels above us.
They're too elite for us, Luke.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
We are the slugs.
In our league, let's have a look around the scores. What can we see? Stockport are losing to Blackpool. Oxford the winning note. Mate, we're going to be in the lowest bottom half of League One at the end of today. That's not going to be much fun. Yeah, Suits is up top now. I don't think that's been too good doing that. I think since we've done that, we've kind of lost our momentum.
Operation Row is well underway.
Yeah, I'd actually move Harry Suter back because I think we've lost our ability to actually get the ball up the field. How's it going? Crap. We are 2-1 down to Burton Albion at home. 10 men.
Ref, that's fucking soft, man.
Another record broken for Leicester City Football Club. Should have kept Gary Rowett.
No.
I don't know, though, because the thing is, Luke, is that at the end of the day, what has this style of play really got us from this game? It's got us nothing. You know, right now we're playing Harry Suter up top as a striker anyway, so you know, there's something to be said for like I didn't like Gary Rowett either, but I don't think we needed Russell Martin. Well, let's see. He's here now. There's no point complaining. Cross it from Howell? No.
I so hope Sutar's sold before next game.
Yeah, Lee Chappie agree. 10 years ago, we were getting pumped by Hull as the defending Premier League champions. Fuck me, where does time go?
I agree with Kid.
He'd rather run Nistelrooy than Rowett. Yeah. 5 to 8 minutes to save the game, but I just don't see it. 10 minutes ago, we were in the ascendancy. We were making a lot of chances, but I would say every single player on the team just looks gassed now. They've got nothing more to give.
And what's more alarming is the comment earlier mentioned that those first 3 subs look more gassed than the people that have been playing the entire game. Clearly not match fit yet.
No, but that's really worrying. McCarthy pumps it long. I'd bite your hand off if someone offered us 10 million for Suter, Okoli, and Faze. And don't think we. Well, apparently 10 million was the price for Suter. I don't think we'll get much for all 3 of them, to be honest.
And we got an offer from 2 clubs, Wrexham and both Sheffield. So we
went 2-0 down and then we got red carded. So at one point we were 2 down and a man down. We got back to 2-1. Since then, I think we've been the better team, to be honest. But too little, too late. Let's hope I'm wrong. Harry Howe again on a wing. Chance, step over, crosses in.
Come on, someone fucking bury it. Fuck.
But look at this. They're properly hanging on now. Okay, a little bit more pressure again. Come on, Leicester. Coley. What? Akugo?
Go on, buddy. He's gassed. Poor lad. He's
won
fucked.
the corner, though. He's won the corner.
Go on, buddy. He's sore. Look at him.
Last chance saloon.
Here he is. He scored a corner from Paul.
Oh, yeah. The goalie's coming up. The goalie's coming up for this. Alex McCarthy's come up for the corner. Oh, God. Wow, only 3 minutes of stoppage time. That's crap. Oh, I think that's it.
Why has he gone to the fucking ground for that?
Oh, just to win the foul. Just to win the foul. See the game out. Hoping for a point at home to Burton. Absolutely. It's where we are. Do you put down this to Martin or just the personnel? I don't think we should be trying to play this way with the players that we've got.
I think it's a bit of both.
Oof. Almost chipped the keeper button there. Yeah, Coventry went to League Two and had no home ground. There's always a way back. Yeah. It feels like it's going to be a long time, though, based off what we're seeing.
I think at this point we need a full reset.
Well, that's why we need King Power to leave. So it can't start until they go. And the thing is even when that, I think what people are finding out now, though, is that we have not hit rock bottom. That was the thing. People thought it can't get any worse than going down to League One, but you're finding out that it can. It can. Not sure if Top's there. I will ask the guys at the ground. No. Almost gives the goal away again off passing out from the back. Yeah, I think it's over, guys.
Raybrook I don't know why you're screaming for the ball. You've got to play it directly in between you two. You could have fucking run into the half space, you fucking bell end. I know you've seen that, Adil.
They should stay and boo at the fans. That's it. And the boos are ringing out around the ground. Shouldn't have bought the season tickets, eh? So there we go, guys. Go on, Luke.
No, go on.
Well, I was going to say, that's it. That was awful. Game's over. It's ended. Wow. Didn't think it could get any lower than last week. Well, it just has. A home loss to Burton Albion, 2-1, down to 10 men. Ollie Skip sent off in the first half. Made a bit of a go at it after being down to 10 men and 2-0 down, but ultimately we never really looked like getting anything from this game. Got a bit of momentum, but we huffed and we puffed, but we could never really blow their house down. And yeah, where does that leave us? That leaves us in our lowest ever position in well, even worse than last week. Last week we were in the lowest position we ever were in our history. Now we're in an even lower position. And it's hard to see where we go from here. What did you make of that game, Luke?
Piss poor, to be honest with you. It's all good to have possession, but like I think you hit the nail on the head. Like there's moments in our build-up where we look, dangerous, potentially, and effective, but the end product's not there. The market we're unfortunately in League One is never going to be able to compensate for that. And the worst thing is all of our goals, majority of them are our own mistakes, and we just cannot play this style of football that Russell Martin wants to play with the back four that we have.
Yeah, there's more defensive errors again that have cost us. Stupid challenge there from Skip, who's another player we've questioned about being in this team. And that's where we are. I'm just looking at the fixtures. We've got Ipswich Town in the EFL Cup midweek, and then we've got MK Dons away next week. Getting problems, yeah, we'll get promoted next season. Yeah, so some things are there. I mean, I'll go through some of your comments. Yeah, so Clibo says, good choice taking off Adam and Bristrich and then basically using Suter as a forward at the end. I mean, exactly. That's hard to justify, right? I mean, you just basically, why do that? Suter, I think, was just awful throughout the game. Fucking embarrassment, says LTFC 67. Why was Page not starting? Is he getting sold? He's way better than Skip. I think he was good when he came on Lewis Page, and you do have to ask why he's not really being used if he's not getting sold. It's a bit weird. Some of these players should never be seen in a Leicester shirt again. I think we know which ones. We'll have to see. Not really sure. And then Clivo says, don't worry, won't make any changes at the back next week. It's funny how the one change he did make was only because of injury, which was Jaden Joseph, who was the best player last week. I mean, I wonder if he will learn with, Luke Thomas coming off the pitch there and the crowd cheering that, maybe he'll learn a lesson there, because I think he wasn't the worst defender, Luke Thomas, but he was still pretty bad. Again, you'd have to say McCarthy, Okola, Suter, and Luke Thomas were all very poor. So he says, get Challoner in, back to fucking basics. I mean, that's the thing. We're trying to overcomplicate what is not that complicated a game when we've got good players. Witty says, clearly we have some good young players. I think given minutes and games, there's definitely something there for us. We might not really hit any form until October, to be honest. Well, that's interesting. I mean, yes, I will get on that hype train a little bit. I would still say that in the second half, some of our attacking play was quite good. We were moving the ball around, and we did have a team who had the man advantage penned back, and they were clinging on for a bit. But again, we had that. We never still really looked like scoring. Like Watson and Howell were direct. They were good at beating their man, but their end product was really lacking. They reminded me of Fatawu in his first couple of games for Leicester, if you know what I mean, where you could tell there was something about him, but he just couldn't pull anything off. I'm not sure we can get anything out from them. And you're right, it might take a while to get something out of them. I think the manager still probably doesn't know his best team, but again, it's just like, we know that every game we're going in almost like starting with a disadvantage because we're going to give away stupid goals because of the way that we play. Are there any positives for you, Luke, or am I just delusional?
There's small positives. I think that, like, as an out-and-out number 9, I think Brishik could possibly, I'm not saying he is, for the people that are asking that didn't watch, if Brishik was any good or not. I think as like an out-and-out 9, he offers you a lot more than Bobby Donkey over Reed does. So I definitely, he looks well up for it. He obviously was quite flustered today. He's not had long to work with the guys. He's new to the English style of football. I am keen to see more of him. I think one positive is obviously Aluko. I think JJ's been amazing since preseason. It's been an absolute highlight for me to watch. One, kind of positive for me. There has to be a way we can find them both in the team, Anil. What I do want to say, obviously, there was moments where he could have been a little bit better on the ball, Aluko, but for me, he unlocks a lot more than JJ does. JJ is a lot more structurally sound. He's a bit probably better on and off the ball in terms of his positioning. But for me, Aluko, in terms of attack, offers so much more than JJ. And that's not a slight on JJ. They're just both obviously better at different things.
Interesting. Well, I mean, obviously, Jaden Joseph did score last week, but I know what you mean. I think Aluko, do you know what? He almost reminds me of a box-to-box midfielder, the way that he plays, Like he's all over the place in a good way, not necessarily bad. When we were putting balls into the box in the second half, I think Bristol could have had a goal from that. He had no service early on. Well, that's exactly the point Clibo is making, and I totally agree with this, that I think the substitutes did change the game, but it was just felt a bit dumb to do that, because I even think Bobby Reed was getting involved, but he's not the focal point. So removing the focal point when you need to, because I would say that if I had to say what the difference is between Alves and Burns and then Watson and Harry Howard that came on towards the end, is I feel that like the latter two are more direct. They're more about, I'm going to beat my man, get to the byline and put a cross in. Whereas Burn and Alves are a bit more clever and a bit more like, I'm going to cut in and have a shot. So there's pros and cons to both those sort of players. But yeah, if you're going to have the players that get to the byline, you want the striker who's going to be in the box fight. It just feels weird that we've used the wrong combination of players with the wrong style of what we're trying to do. And I do think that it's a bit of a damning indictment of the manager that at the end, he's just resorted to putting the big man up front, which is Harry Suter, who was crap again and pretty poor. Go on, Luke. You got some comments here that you want to bring up. Go for it.
Go on. So I've just put this in the private chat. So Aluko reminds me a little bit of Ndidi. I wouldn't say that, but I would say this. I've got a good question for everyone in the chat. And we talk about, I just mentioned earlier, how can we get both Aluko and JJ in the team? For me, I would be curious, Anil, can we see Aluko being playing in Skipper's position of him being red carded? Is that one of the ways to be able to get him in the team? Do you think he would be able to do it?
Maybe, but I just don't think the manager's going to do it. I mean, there's many things we could do, but we've seen that it looks like the backup for Skip is going to be Hamza Chowdhury. So maybe we'll see that. I don't know. But I think we could do better than that. I think even before this sending off, we looked at it last game that I don't think that Skip has had particularly good starts of the season. He's another player that just looks like he doesn't want to be here. I would get him loaned out to Preston North End if I could, just get him off the wages. I think that, what I'll say towards the end? Towards the end, we were lacking in quality, but I do feel there was like a passage of play where like Watson played the ball to Page, who passed it to Aluko, who passed it to Howell. And I would say that it was actually a bit refreshing because at least these young lads looked like they gave a shit and they were trying to make something happen, whereas some of these old cloggers just don't really care. So, I think King Leicester's right there. I think Aluko at centre-back is the one that makes more sense for me. I think that would work in quite a lot of ways. I think I've got a video from Imran to bring up. Let me see if it's just those. Yeah, I have. So go on, let's hear what Imran's got to say walking back from a game. These ones are always qualities. Let's see what the Garrett Ford's got to say.
Right, BTG, what did you think of that then, eh? Imran talking shit, yeah? That's part of the style of play. Told you, it's not going to work in League One. Let's be honest, first half, Burton Albion should have been 3-0. They should have been our side, 3-4-0. We were terrible. And then Oliver Skip as well, petulance, get sent off. And again, we weren't direct enough when playing. No one wanted to go forward, right? Like, I don't want to keep saying get it forward, but we're just too slow in the build-up. Not going anywhere. There's no style of play in my view. Second half, of course, they had to get better. Burton Albion tired. Again, I don't think we worked the keeper enough in the second half anyway. So, yeah, welcome to League One, guys. And 1 point from 2 games.
Hard to disagree with anything you said there. What do you make of Imran's video there?
It was great. Well, shout out to Imran. Welcome to League Run /flaccidpenis.com/blue tinted glasses. Like and subscribe.
You've brought up this comment. Suter can't play, doesn't want to be here. I mean, I agree with that. What do you think about that, Luke?
Both FaZe and Suto both don't want to be here, but I trust FaZe so much more than I do Suter, particularly in this format and style of football that we are playing under Russell Martin. I've ranted enough about him, enough as it is. For me, Russell Martin, he needs to drop. He needs to drop Suter. He needs to play FaZe. I don't understand what Locks is smoking, or anyone else for that matter. It's so obvious that Suter doesn't want to be here, and it is so obvious that he cannot play a high line and he cannot play out from the back. Get rid.
I totally agree with that. I got Steve here saying we are the Slugs. And it's kind of funny because Steve is holding the League One trophy there, and I've got a feeling that is the closest anyone from Leicester's going to get to that trophy this year. Let me bring this up. So this is pretty depressing, but here we go. Here is the table, and you can see that the mighty Leicester City down in 18th. We're already 5 points off top spot. Not looking good. Only one team so far has won both their games though, which is Bradford City. That's interesting to see. Early days, but doesn't bode well at all, does it? How are you feeling now, Luke, with the rest of the season based on what you've seen so far?
It's only the second game, but I'd be lying to you if I said that I know football's a reactionary sport to watch, and we have recency bias, of course, but I'd be lying to you. We are the Slugs. I am frightened. I am scared. Is this the rock bottom, as you mentioned, Anil? No, I don't think it is. I'm scared. And what bothers me as well, Anil, is if you would argue we need centre-backs more than any other position, yes. If we do hypothetically get a centre-back in, how long is it going to take for them to gel? They've had no pre-season time. We're in a League One market where we're looking for older players or people that we've never heard of or people with bad injury records, and that fucking frightens me as well. So even if we get a centre-back in, how long until they can integrate in and do well? Who knows? Do we even get a centre-back?
Well, I think we would have got one already if we would seen it as that high, that important a signing. Maybe they'll change their mind. I mean, there's some great comments here. Let's go through some of these. I really do not like our balance in midfield. They are all too similar, and there is no muscle. Now, this I really agree with. Barrow Fox, I agree. I've been saying that we get pushed around the ball because they're all small, and it's been mentioned a few times that Ndidi was always pivotal for Leicester because he was the one guy that was strong and physical. If you looked at his stats, he won pretty much every header. He won loads of tackles. Yeah, his passing wasn't the best, but you know what? You can have one player just to win the ball back, and he can give the ball to the players that can pass the ball. I think Skipper's CDM in League One says it all. I don't think it's any surprise that when Hamza came on, we were better. And, you know, I am definitely not his biggest fan, but I think there's an argument to say that you probably have to get him into the team just so you got someone who can win the ball back. If not him, I mean, because who else in the squad that we got that can...
Aluko, he's big and physical. I just fucking said that. Aluko is strong and physical. Yeah.
Is he used... All right, fair enough. But is he used to playing a CDM position? Like, because the thing is with Aluko, right, is already...
I know, you're right.
No, listen. I'll hear you. I don't want to shit on your idea there. Maybe you're right. The one worry I have for Aluko is I still don't... He's getting shuffled around all over the place. Like, is he a right back? Is he a left back? Is he a centre back? Is he a central midfielder?
The same thing for Hamza. Is he a right back? Is he a better right back?
That's true.
No,
that's true. That's true. So just get an out-and-out CDM. Clibo says we can't play FaZe because of his poor attitude, but we can play Suter, Okoli, Mavadidi, Skip, etc. Make it make sense. Yeah, I don't really get it. I would say I don't think Okoli's got a bad attitude. I just think he's a bad player. I don't think you can ever question. No, I've been honest. I don't think you can ever really question his attitude. I just don't think he's a very good player. But I think it's shocking that even at this level, is again because the system doesn't suit him. But the others, like I do agree with Skip. Like he got sent off. You could say it's petulance, but you can also say that immediately after sent off, he almost looked happy for himself to be sent off. So there you go. The sad thing is in my opinion, if we'd just kept Dean Smith, we'd probably be comfortable in the championship with a squad that plays with a badge, and I wanted him gone. I mean, Enzo Maresca took us back up, but it was the Steve Cooper thing. But I'm not necessarily against what you've got to say there. I'll say something more controversial, which is I think we as fans are too cucked. And I look at Everton right now, and Everton did massive protests when they were looking like getting relegated from the Premier League. They stopped things like Vitor Pereira coming in as a manager and many other things, and they're still in the Premier League right now, and they have Kieran Dewsbury Hall scored for them today, who used to play for us, whereas we're in League One. So sometimes if you do nothing, you get what you deserve. Non-league, here we come. Not sure about that, but I mean, we're plummeting. We will be lucky to be a top 10 league in League One. I mean, the way that it's going, I don't know if you've seen there's a lot of predictions, but a lot of people have us playoffs are outside the playoffs. Could we have to see that? To be fair, we shouldn't moan that much. Ipswich were terrible for a couple of months, if I recall correctly, and they got second place. Well, that's always the hope, right? Is that the team could click. That's why you should be giving the manager 10 games. But I mean, this isn't like a team and a crowd that are looking at our squad thinking, oh, look, we're just a few little tweaks away from us clicking. It's really positive. This is a fan base who are just, this is the never-ending nightmare, and they hate what they're seeing every single minute. So there we go. Yeah, love the slug picture, because are we the slugs, Luke? We are. We're in the league of slugs, but we're the biggest slugs of them all. Thank you for Steve for providing that. Rock Bottom Eagles admin. Let's see what we can get. Chaplin will make a better goal difference. Well, we don't know if he's even ready to play. We're definitely too technical of a team, but we aren't good technically either. So no idea what to do. I mean, that's a really good point there, Elliot. So that's the thing. So the question keeps going. You know, is it the players to blame? Is it the manager? Is it the board not for providing the players? All of these three are combined. But I would personally say this. I think if you're a manager, right, managing a football team is about getting the best out of what you've got at your disposal. So if at your disposal isn't good enough to play the way that you want, you've got to modify the way that you play. It's as simple as that. So to be honest with you, I think if you want to throw pelters at the manager, you're completely entitled to do that, because that's the whole concept of tactics, right? You know, if you're got Lionel Messi on your team, you don't put him up front and kick the ball 70 yards to him. But equally, if you've got players that cannot play out from the back like we do, what's the point in trying to do that anyway? You know, Barrow says, I agree, Hamza needs to play, or just ACDM of any sort of sense. Luco can pass and go forward as well. I mean, that's why at minimum, I'd want to see a Luco and Jaden Joseph as the fullbacks, or not Luke Thomas. I just think Luke Thomas, you just saw he went off and we were better even with 10 men. Can you believe we brought a Coley in the Premier League? Unfortunately, I can believe it, but that's got to go down as, again, one of the worst decisions we made. And I'm curious as to who thought that was a good signing and why. I think it was probably Steve Cooper saying we need a more physical profile, but I mean, were they blind when they looked at him? I don't know. Where's the 100 points now, Steve? Where's it coming from? We don't know.
You better start working that pallet, Steve. You're eating that chili, son.
Yeah. This is an interesting comment. Bourbon Box says, Matt Piper says we are 5 players away from what Martin needs for his system. I'd probably agree with you. What are those 5 players? The goalkeeper, the CDM, 2 centre backs. That's 4 players already, and a left back, I'm guessing. So there's your 5. There's your 5 already. Maybe you even need more. I wouldn't disagree with that. And that is assuming none of those players get injured. So that's another one you've got to do. Luke, you like this comment. Whose missus has Woyu banged in order to not even get in the squad?
Mate, what has he done? What has this guy done? He's obviously there's something going on. He must not be vibing with the players in Neil or something. You mentioned he was a bit of an emo. I don't know, but it's so evident that he's better than Mavididi as left wing out of position. He's better than Luke Thomas at left back. He can play with both feet. He's faster than Luke Thomas. I think he's better on the ball than Luke Thomas. I don't understand. For me, in a perfect world, I would have Woyo Koulibaly as your left back. I would have FaZe as one of your centre backs, unfortunately, alongside Okoli, because there's no one else, and JJ as your right back. That's, for me, is your back 4 this season.
The only thing I can think with Woyo Koulibaly is he must have a contract where if he makes a certain amount of appearances, we have to pay more money for him. And I've just looked at this. He's made 4 appearances for us so far this season. So I wonder if he makes 5, we've got to pay like £100,000 for it or something. And then I'm being serious, because I know for a fact, I know for a fact that Adrian Silva had that as well. So when Adrian Silva, I think I'll bring up him, but when he got to a certain number, he literally was never going to play for the club ever again, because if he was going to play, we would have to pay like an extra £5 million. You're not paying £5 million. Yeah, so Leicester City, right? He made 14 appearances. He never made appearance number 15. I know this is how they worked. Here we go. All right, let's get some of these comments. I'm in conspiracy land here. Martin took time to get going with Southampton, so hopefully it'll be the same here. I could agree with that. I still think on the attacking side, we show some potential, but at the same time, Barrow, it's like Southampton had much better defenders. You had Taylor Harwood-Bellis, who can actually play with the ball with his feet. They had Kyle Walker-Peters, who was like their equivalent of Ricardo. He went under the radar for how good he was. They had what's his name, the left back, Ryan something or other. They had some good. There's Shea Charles. They had some good technical players, right? Our team doesn't have that. So, I mean, to be honest with you, I agree with what was said earlier. I think we need to go direct a bit more often and then try and get started that way. Because, you know, the hilarious thing today, Luke, is that we conceded those goals, but we conceded them not really because Burton played amazing and scored a fantastic team goal. They scored those goals because we let them. You know what I mean? It's like with their basic errors, right? It's like even the sort of we would be disappointed if we gave away those goals playing like our 7-a-side to 5-a-side level.
I would be raging, particularly the second goal. The second goal was even more egregious than the first. The keeping positioning for me still was awful in the first. But look, the one positive that you could say from that is we didn't, after that second goal went in, you and I both looked at each other and everyone in the chat rightfully said, these guys have given up. We're about to get dicked, probably 4-0 capitulation. And that was before the red card and nil. The red card happens, and then we have the last 5-10 minutes of the game. We actually look in the ascendancy with 10 men. And then before we gassed in the last, 10 minutes of the second half, we actually looked like we were going to hopefully potentially get the equaliser. So that's one positive you could say. There wasn't a total, complete mental collapse. One of those players that we could get that. Hang on, let me just say this. You asked me who was the player that could be. I know he got subbed, but you asked me. You said, who do you think is that player that can confidently take us forward? Who looks to like be the leader on the pitch? I mentioned possibly Braybrook, but his effort's there and he's trying, but his positioning, in my opinion, wasn't there. Alves looked to be that player before he got subbed off. Shout out to Alves. Yeah, he 100% looked like he was that man to drag us back into that match.
Yeah, he got tired though, to be fair, so I sort of understand. I do think that the subs made a difference. Luke Makepeace says, I'm walking back from the game. What a load of wank. Was it a red card? Yeah, it was a red card. I would say this. It was clumsy rather than intentional. But the thing is, it was a studs first, really high, late. And Imran said in his video it was petulant. So to be honest, it was one of those where like if I did it, and I have made that sort of challenge in the past as well, I'd be pissed off. But ultimately, you couldn't really complain about it being a red. Like you didn't go for the man trying to hurt him. You know what I mean? But it's a dumb tackle to make. And, it's not like he's that violent a player, Ollie Skip, but under the definition of the law, I mean, studs first is the sort of thing that can lead to players getting seriously injured. So to be honest with you, I said it at the time, actually, as soon as they blew through, I was like, he could be in trouble, because just from the look of it, it's like those can go. So yeah, he can be a bit annoyed, but I mean, I don't think he can really complain. Like, I put it this way, I wouldn't appeal for it if I was the club.
And Neil, don't forget, you said as well before you move on that you said you look like you wanted out. Anyone that's watching here, if you're a fight fan, you've seen fighters quit before. You've seen them give up their neck for a rear naked choke. That's the way I viewed that. He wanted out. That challenge was not. I don't think he's that much of a bozo, Skip. I think he just was frustrated and wanted out. That's what I think.
Yeah, he knows that the fans hate him, and he probably hates us back. There you go, you can say. Barrow Fox, Ryan Manning, that's the one. Thank you for getting there. Exactly. He was good as well. Helped them play out from the back. Left back, by the way. There you go. Better than the one that we've got. Neil says, yeah, it was a wild challenge. Completely lost his head. There you go then. Yeah, there you go. I like I said, I have to watch it back in greater detail. I don't think he was, I don't know, maybe he was reckless, but like I say, it looked more clumsy to me. But regardless, it definitely was. It's if only that wanker Brendan Rodgers never got rid of our scouting department. Yeah, maybe. I like the look of the new forward. He put himself about. We just need to create him something. Yeah, so let's spend a bit of time on here on Adam Bristich. I'll give my opinion. You can as well. Yeah, look, definitely not going to praise him as a second coming or anything like that. We just didn't see enough of him. But I agree. I think his intention to get involved with the game and his desire, he actually looked quite good for this level. And unlike Jordan Ayew, like I like the fact that he was a bit nasty at times, like willing to mix it with the other defenders. I think he drifted out onto both wings quite well. He was actually quite good at holding up the ball and getting other people into play. I think negatives, though, a few times he did get the ball and he didn't have the best technical quality to beat a man. But I mean, you don't want him on the wing anyway. Yeah, it could be something there. I just think it is a massive shame, though, that, as I say, once we got the touchline wingers on, we didn't have him on the pitch, because I'd rather see Adamir Bristich up front rather than Harry Suter at the end. What did I miss, Luke? What did you make of Adamir Bristich in the sort of 60-odd minutes that he played for Leicester today?
I think you're pretty spot on. I think like the difference between like him and like Bobby Donkey over Reed is if like you're expecting like, so you still saw Bristich drop deep, which I was like half curious what I was looking for. Is he going to drop as deep as Donkey over Reed? He did to a certain extent, but he still presented that option. I do think he looked nervous and not match fit yet, or ready to be able to be properly integrated with that, cohesion with the team yet, which is to be expected of all the ingoings and outgoings. But The difference between him and Bobby Reid is he still presents an option. If he's going to drop deep, he's still going to make that option. Whereas with Bobby Reid, he's basically, if he is going to drop deep, he's most likely going to distribute it to one of the wingers, and then you're depending on your high eights to box crash or into that half space, which we're not seeing enough of. So for me, I actually am pretty high on Bristrick. I want to see how he progresses. Give him at least a month or two, guys. Let's see how he progresses.
Yeah. Okay, this is a good question. Derek asks, how many games without a win before Russell Martin gets the sack? You can answer that, Luke, first. And yeah, just for context, I'll bring up the table. So for context, even at this early stage of the day, for a team that says we promote next season, here we are. We're already 5 points off the league leaders. More importantly, we're 3 points off second automatic position. So that's probably relevant. So how many, let's say the things, it can't get any worse. It can. It keeps getting worse. How many games without getting a win does it get to the point where even, because remember, Steve Cooper, I think, got 14 games or 12 games, something like that. So how many games do you think, let's imagine, well, give me your answer before I say more.
I don't think we can. I genuinely don't think we fucking can. The problem is, how many players have we had come in? Well, we complain and say we need all these centre backs. We knew we needed to drain the swamp. What if we had 7 or 9 players that have just come in? Yeah. So if we sack Russell Martin and someone else comes in, then fucking what? This really highlights how stupid fucking Kingtop is. I don't think it happens. I think he'll be here for the remainder of the season. You kind of have to back him at this point. But the better question is, how many fucking games does he start Luke Thomas and McCarthy before the fans really turn on him and he gets sacked?
Yeah, you go. 588 passes, tappy wank football. Yeah, I mean, look, you gotta. It's all good having the ball. You got to make something count from it, and we haven't, have we? We outpassed the team with 10 men, but they've walked away with the points, and they'll be laughing. They'll be delighted with that today. It was actually good to see a forward that put himself about and actually won the ball. I think that's regarding Adamir Bristovic. Same thing here. He's a hard worker, completely isolated though, and barely had any support. That's something we've really got to work for, man. That is disappointing that you got someone like that and you can't get any support for him. The rot started with Brendan and Top's refusal to sack him until it was too late. And I think we fans maybe have to take a little bit of the blame there as well, because maybe we should have forced him out. Like I say, you see other teams in the country and on the continent do things like that. But look, that's maybe another conversation for another day. Clearboy says, I think Adamir certainly could have put some chances away if he got the chances we gave Bobby last week and that crossing for Suter today. Maybe, but let's see what happens. We lost our outlet when he came off, unfortunately, crossing into nobody. Totally agree with you, Luke. That's what I think was the big problem. Cythereal says another 10 games and then he'll probably go. We will see. I love this from Chappers. He says, it's impressive how naturally Donkey over Reed rolls off Luke's tongue. Go on, say that over again. Go and give me Bobby Donkey over Reed.
Bobby Donkey over Reed. I'll say this. We need a laugh. We need something to cheer us up. If Bobby Donkey over Reed scores more than 10 goals this season, I will get a Donkey over Reed kit. I promise you. I will say it right here. I'm a man of my word. I ate the chili. The real one, by the way. Ragsy ate the fucking watered down one. I will get the kit and I will show it off for you guys for a good laugh. Otherwise, yeah. Bobby Donkey over Reed in all his glory.
Yeah, I tell you what, this is something that's really quite scary, but he completely right from Cameron Mack. He says, both Burton and Notts will probably end up at the lower end of the table too. So Burton Albion last season, they finished 17th. They were only 5 points off the relegation positions, right? And they've just beaten us at home, by the way. That is very, very depressing. And so next week we're playing MK Dons. Last season, MK Dons, where did they finish? Now they've only come up as well. So this is even more worrying. We've actually had quite a fortunate start to the season in terms of the quality of the opposition, and we're still doing very badly. That's really bad. Carol Newman says, if they're selling an asset stripping, they'll be happy to keep the manager as a scapegoat. Yeah, I think, look, conspiracy theory time, and I don't think it's even that much of a conspiracy theory, but I think getting Russell Martin in, it was done to improve the overall sort of like sellability of Leicester City. You can say, oh, look, we've got a manager who got promoted to the Premier League. Look, we've got all these players. They're bringing in players. They're trying to make it so that we're, I think in their heads, they're like, if after 10 games we're top of League One, it'll be easier to sell. But what they didn't think is if after 10 games we're bottom or near the bottom of League One, it's not going to go too well. Foxes Never Quit says, Robbie Savage for manager. Get Charlie Savage's son in too. I think plays for Man United. I don't know though. Robbie Savage, I mean, he, wearing a Derby shirt, came running up to the Leicester fans, kissing the badge. I will not forget that. even though as a player I did quite liked him. Bristich's whinging needs to stop. It's a physical league. He has to get used to it. He seems to me like someone who's almost certainly going to get sent off at some point this season. I've got a video from Steve that I'm going to bring up in a moment. I'll go through some of the comments. What do you make of that, Luke? Because we actually said that might have been one of the reasons for him coming off. What did you make of Bristich's whinging?
It means he cares. I have no issue with it whatsoever. It's his first start, like proper start, not a bench or a sub inclusion. There was a lot of dodgy fouls both ways, though. It wasn't just all Burton. I don't have any issue with it whatsoever. It means that he gives a shit, and fucking so should he. So he should. That's what we want to see. That's what we're all complaining about. People that want to play for the badge. I've got no issue with it whatsoever. I think people complaining about that are soft.
What were your thoughts on Liam Cullen watching on the TV? I noticed him when he was taken off. I think that's fair, but he was taken off after about half an hour, and the entire team was shit at that point. So, look, I agree. I think you got to say already it's looking like a waste of money, especially if we've brought in Connor Chaplin, or you could put Lewis Page in that position. I would say that even though he was bad today, Braybrook, he was better than Cullen, and that says a lot when your local lad is better than someone you spent $1.5 million on. Like I say, you get 800,000 for winning League One. So if you spend $1.5 million on a player in League One, he's got to be one of the best players in the league. He does not look like one of the best players in the league.
He's what, Anil? How much did you say? £1 million, yeah? He's failed at playing as an 8, and he's failed at playing as a false 9 so far. Again, early days. But you just mentioned something very important there. No one's talking about this. $1 million. It cost us 5 for Michael Golding. Where the fuck is he? He's probably one of the most expensive League One players, and he's not to be featured. We got so digged.
Well, we'll never understand that, and we'll never get out. Anyway, look, we've got a video from Steve. Let's see what Steve's got to say on this one. It's quite a long one, this. There's a bit of a monologue. Let's listen to it.
Hello, BTG. I've had to walk away from the stadium before I recorded the video because that was dog shit. Genuine dog shit. If you persist on playing Luke Thomas at left back, Caleb Okoli and Harry Suter in defence, and then fucking Alex McCarthy in goal who can't pass for toffee, you're going to concede goals. The poor defending down that fucking left-hand side, week in, week out, has been going on for 3 fucking years. 3 years, and yet we still play Luke Thomas at left back.
Oh. Oh.
Steve just said Russell Martin fucking absolutely caned us and basically sabotaged us to win, and that he is having a charity boxing match with left-sided Jack from the final whistle.
I wonder what happened there. Maybe because he brought the comment up halfway through. But yeah, he muted for me. But okay, sorry about that. But he was basically ranting on about Luke Thomas, which is fair enough. I'm sure you can listen to Good Morning Foxes and I have more to say about that. Sure, it was a great rant. There you go. Yeah, maybe it's just a 5-minute swearing monologue, so it had to be muted. There you go. Steve the mime. Anil sacked for sure, 100%. Well, okay, so a bit unfortunate about that. I'll try and get another video from him later. We'll kind of wrap up the show now. So what do you kind of think, Luke, based on what we've seen today? I mean, it's pretty depressing. And already you could see that they got booed at the end there. The home crowd aren't going to be happy. I think what worries me is that, the players gave up, the ones on the pitch after the 2. I think the ones that came on showed more fight. But, like last season, what we really saw is that the fight disappeared from the team so early. And that's one of the reasons why we got relegated. How long is it before the team just gives up again and we just got another team? It's so, like I say, people can blame the fans, but come on, man. It's like the players, what is going on behind the scenes at the club is completely and utterly fucked. I can't really think of too many clubs in the country right now that are in a worse mental state than this one.
So, We're struggling financially. We're complaining about draining the swamp. We are complaining about players that do not want to be here. And we are also complaining about players that have been forced to play in a style that does not suit them. And the biggest one of them is Harry Souttar. What's the biggest thing that I've complained to you about several times on this stream and several times in the past, Sunil, is that we are letting players walk away on a free. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Harry Souttar has 1 to 2 seasons left on his contract. The fact that we were offered 10 million for him when I believe we signed him from Hull or whoever it was for 15 million is fucking mental. So we're nearly going to recoup the money that we paid for him, which we desperately need right now. He cannot play in this system. He doesn't want to be here. He's our fucking captain, mind you, and that encapsulates what is terribly wrong of this club. Why give the armband to a guy that doesn't want to be here, one of the worst players on the pitch? It sets the tone for the season. This is basically fucking giving me scary Brendan Rodgers vibes all over again in terms of relegation, in Russell Martin purposely maybe playing players that are not suited for that position because he wants to prove that we need to get more players in. Well, I'm just, that fucking scares me, to be honest with you, Anil. I hate saying this because I think that Luke Thomas is a fully fledged bot, but if I had to pick one player that I want off that pitch in the starting 11 more than anyone else, it's Harry Souttar by a fucking country mile. He was god awful that game. He's been god awful all season. Get rid.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Comments here from Clipper. Young players seem to be fighting to prove themselves. The old players are the ones that you think that they think they're too good to be here, but they're the reasons why we are where we are. I agree with that. Dave Walker says, I don't think there's any team in the country more shambolic on and off the pitch than us. That's what I'm saying. In all of the walks of football, because now that Sheffield Wednesday have been cleared out with Chansiri gone, we are the basket case club right now. Incredible to do it. Same style of play, manager after manager, except it gets worse every time. I know. This guy seems like he got slightly more of a clue than the last one, but he's got worse personnel. And at the same time, if he doesn't understand that, he's too wedded to his idea. Why don't we play our best fullback? I mean, that's the mystery. Again, no communication from the club. I would love to ask the sporting director why we don't play Boyo Koulibaly at all. Like I say, I reckon it's financial, but they just won't admit it. I feel for the young players coming through in this awful environment. Yeah, I mean, that's why sometimes I think, Jeremy Monga, players like that, good for them that they got the departure, because they're probably way happier where they are than they are right now. We need to play more of the younger players. I mean, they look more up for it coming on than the veterans. That's what we've got to say. Yeah, Souttar has a vacant look. That hamster in his head must have fallen out of the wheel and died right now, big time. And yeah, why do we keep these managers that only play one style? I mean, that's a good question. You're allowed, believe it or not, Luke, as a manager, you are allowed to change or even adapt your style over time. Crazy, I know. Oh, look at this. Here he is. Go on.
Fucking broke arm little bitch. What's up?
going on?
Show us your fucking chicken wing then.
Go on and explain to us, Locks. How did that happen?
I was playing five-a-side and I saved a shot, which was the most powerful shot I've ever... Basically, I had Popadom wrists. Fracture. Not good.
Wow, sounds like you still might be better in goal than Alex McCarthy. So anyway, look, you've just come back from seeing that shower of shit. I mean, every time you think it can't get any worse, it can. Tell me what you thought of that abject 93 minutes today.
I literally said to the guy doing my cast, "Can you hurry up, please? Because I need to get out of the hospital and get to the game." And he went, "Yeah, no problem." And then I wish I'd stayed in the hospital, to be honest. Yeah, it was just very similar to last week, I think. Right, struggling to play out from the back, lots of passing it around the back. Quite scrappy when we do get it forward, when we try and play forward. And let me ask you, mate, what happened? Was the Oliver Skip one a red? Have you seen the replay?
Yeah, it was high, late, and stud showing. So I felt it was a bit clumsy rather than, intentional. But put it this way, I think if you were sent off for that, you couldn't really complain.
Yeah. Yeah, some promising signs again, but it's not enough, is it? Like, say what you want about promising signs. We've said that about other managers. It's just not good enough at the moment. And unless we bring in maybe 2 or 3 more starting players, starters, we ain't getting out of this division with this bunch who can't play the way Martin wants to. And as we said on the video the other day, mate, these players will get Russell Martin sacked. That's just a fact. So,
Who was your
Yeah.
biggest culprits for who did you hate the most watching today? Because there's many to pick from.
yeah, let me just stop walking a sec. There we go. Who did I what?
Who did you hate watching the most today?
Um,
Who is your best and who is your worst on that pitch today?
The best was right. I don't know what you've said about him yet because I've not listened. So you could have said the complete opposite to me. I really enjoyed, and some people might say this is crazy. I really enjoyed the centre forward. I really liked him. Just the positions that he was finding himself in, the holding up of the defenders when he could. A couple of the runs he made. He just got a bit of a presence about him, which I enjoyed. Weirdly though, we brought on 2 wide players later in the game who could cross a ball and make him
Exactly.
give up.
Yes. That's it. And we put Harry fucking Suter up top instead. Where was the sense in that? Insane. Yeah.
Locks. You don't want
Yeah.
you don't want FaZe to play. You were there in flesh, in person with your chicken wing. Does Sutar look like a man on the pitch that wants to be here? That's wearing
Don't
a
care.
fucking captain armband?
Oh, does he look like he wanted to be here? I wouldn't say he looked like I wouldn't say he looked like he wanted to be gone. I just thought he was Harry Suter, like just overrated by so many of you Leicester fans, thinking he's God's gift when he's genuinely not. I think I would still have anyone over Fast. I'm sorry, I'm sticking with that mindset. Anyone but Wout Fast. Wout Fast should not again. Fuck you.
No, I'm trying to do that.
And yeah, we just need 2 defenders in. Yeah, I thought Harry Howell when he came on was great, but he was blowing after 10 minutes, which was a worry.
Yeah. And Tommy Watson. They changed the game and it looked like we were going to get equalized and then they just all ran out of steam. And how can you be out of gas after 10 minutes? It's crazy. Oh, let's be generous and say 15. But I mean, it was pretty notable, wasn't it?
Yeah, Harry Howell. Yeah, literally after 10 minutes, he had his kind of hands on his knees, and he was knackered. So, yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. Again, I haven't seen the Skip challenge, but it was the first challenge that he actually made, Skip, and he got sent off. So that's never good. Hold on, I'm having a right nightmare. Honestly, I feel like I saw Imran before the game, and he said, "Oh yeah, he made me feel so much better." Right? Imran said, "Get ready." Imran said, "Oh, I broke my arm once and had to wear a cast. After about a week, I felt like committing suicide," which has made me feel so much better about myself. But yeah, I'm going to be miserable for the next few weeks wearing this thing. It's bloody horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah,
At
anyway,
least-
guys, right, go on.
Well, no, I was going to. Oh, just before you go, Locks, can you either confirm or deny that Luke Thomas's girlfriend was behind the arm breaking incident? That's what rumors online have been saying.
She wasn't. But it was a Arsenal fan, so it's another reason to hate Arsenal. It was an Arsenal fan that did it. But yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna finish.
Yeah, get well soon, Locks. Sorry to hear about that. Hopefully, with the cooler weather, it's not as bad. But yeah, thank you very much for joining the post match. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow 9:30 a.m. Nice one, guys. Cheers. Take care.
See ya. Well, I think we'll wrap up the show ourselves. So I'll hand it over to you, Luke. Have you got any more final thoughts for what is already turning out to be quite a miserable season?
Thank you for joining me today. Sorry for my negativity. Sorry for my ranting and stupid takes. And you know what? I will just quickly say to you, I was a little bit harsh on you guys and calling you guys physically weak. So I apologize. I'm just frustrated from today's dire watch. At least I had you to sit here with me.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'll tell you what, everyone, thank you for joining us. We will leave it there. I mean, it's finished. Leicester City 1, Burton Albion 2. I think this is so far, I think this is the lowest point I can remember as a Leicester supporter. And the problem is it's so far because unfortunately, you can see it getting worse. We've got Ipswich in the Cup midweek. I think that's a bit of a meaningless game, but MK Dons next week away, 12:30 again. We might be on Sky. That's a huge game. I really think if we don't get a win, could be in big trouble. So anyway, thank you for joining. Thank you so much, Luke. for being the Robert Hoof to my Wes Morgan. Thank you, chat. You were legends. Some of those comments you put up when Locks was talking had me absolutely creasing up. I couldn't bring them up, but love you all. So love to everyone. See you tomorrow for Good Morning Foxes, where we'll hear Graham trying to make the positives out of that mess. Well, I think even he might not have any positives to say. Thank you so much, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.